against the Carbon Dinos to advance in the state playoffs. Carbon's season, unfortunately, last year came to an end at the hands of the Hawks, so this is a group that's hungry for a little payback on their home field yet again. They want to break that curse.
Welcome to the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show. We got a good pregame show on tap. Tell the listeners what we got going on here today.
Yeah, coming up, we got an interview with Coach Rob Smith. We're going to throw it back to Jordan in the studio, and he's going to have that interview in full for you. Always a good time to hear from the managers of these teams. I mean, they have insight that we necessarily can't give being up here in the booth because they're there with the kids every day after school, working hard, trying to shape this team up how they want. So it's going to be good to see what Coach Smith has to say, especially as he approaches this playoff series, especially with all the emotions that come along with it.
We'll be here for Drive Time Sports, filling in for Drive Time Sports, bringing you the game of the week today, Carbon and North Sanpete. It should be a good one, and there's as the school year winds down, so does the sports. And Aiden, there's a lot of sports going on right now in the area.
Yeah, baseball, softball, track and field still going. Tennis is making their way to state. Golf's going on today. And, it's nonstop here, but it's crazy to think that, like you said, we're at the end of the school year. Feels like just yesterday we were starting football season. Now here we are, postseason play in spring sports. Crazy how fast the time's flown by.
Yep, the other game going on, Emory, is in Manti today. That's the other local high school baseball game going on. There's softball going on as well. There's just all kinds of stuff going on. USU Eastern as well. They are playing up in Salt Lake. They will play Salt Lake Community College best of 3 for the Scenic West Championship. So it's a big series going on up there in Salt Lake for USU Eastern.
It's just a great time of year for Castle Country Athletics, and the Dinos look to get things kicked off today with a win on the diamond.
Yep, absolutely. And starting for the Carbon Dinos pitching will be Mike Vigil. Now, we seen him pitch the other day, and he pitched a gem of a game. He is awesome on the mound, and he wastes no time. He is a quick worker. He throws a lot of strikes, and I can't wait to see him pitch today.
And that's a theme on the season, Sonny, is when Vigil takes the mound, good things tend to happen for the Dinos. He was the pitcher in their victory against the Juab Wasps. He pitched a scoreless game. He was absolutely on fire up on the hill. And, you really got to love when he steps up there, a 1.46 ERA on the year. So he is one of the best pitchers in the 3A classification, so it's going to be exciting to see him up there today.
Yep, the senior, where's number 13, Mike Vigil, will start for the Carbon Dinos. Now for the Hawks of North Sanpete, we have a sophomore, number 7, taking the mound, Hudson Smith.
And, don't let his age fool you. He is a very consistent pitcher. 4-4 on the season, so a .500 record. Has 11 appearances, though. Has a save to his name, as well as having a 2.51 ERA. So both teams looking to put their aces on the mound to open this series. You want to ride that arm as long as you can, especially with the pitch count rule. The more arms you burn this game, the less options you're going to have going into games 2 and 3 tomorrow.
These two teams split 1-1, but we always say it all the time. It doesn't matter. This is the season number 2 starts today. You play that season 1 with the RPI rankings. Now season 2. Here we go.
Yeah, you can throw records out the window.
Doesn't
Every
matter.
team 0-0 as they go on that quest to the state championship. Now the winner of this super regional series is going to face the winner of top-seeded Canyon View and Ogden. That's a game that's going to be played on the 12th of May at 4:30 p.m. up at Utah Valley University. Beautiful facilities they have up there.
Yeah, that whole tournament will be a week. It's a week-long thing, so lots of baseball will drive up there and support the Carbon Dinos if they get past there, and I hope they do, but go up there and support them when they get to Utah Valley, because a lot of good baseball up there this week.
Emory on
this
the other
next week.
Emory, on the other hand, they're facing the 5 seed in Manti. Now, if they're able to steal away this series at the home of the Templars, they'll get the winner of Morgan and South Summit. So a bit of an easier matchup, but they do have the tougher task in front of them for the Spartans.
We'll try to keep you updated with the score of that game if we possibly can throughout the afternoon here at Carbon High School. Once again, it's the game of the week, the Carbon Dinos, North Sanpete. It's baseball. It's the best of 3, one game today, and the first one tomorrow at 1, and if necessary, game 2 will follow.
Yeah, right, almost immediately after, so there's no break. You have to immediately move to a clean slate mindset if you are to force a game 3. What happens in these first 2 games, but game 3, which hopefully isn't going to end be a result for if you're a Dinos fan, but it's still a very real possibility between these two teams.
Mike Vigil pitching for the Dinos. Hudson Smith pitching for North Sanpete. It's the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show. When we come back, we'll have the interview.
Yep, we'll throw it back to Jordan in the studio. He's got that interview for you, and then we'll jump right into starting lineups and first pitch.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, more right here at the Game of the Week on KOL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Carbon North Sanpete. Don't go anywhere.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
Is it time to trade in the old and get something new? If you've been driving by the dealerships, scoping out the selection, and you're not seeing what you want, Auto Farm Price Ford is here to help. Hi, I'm Justin Kennedy, sales manager here at Auto Farm Price Ford. Stop by today and let us pre-order your dream vehicle. You can choose every bell and whistle straight from the factory. Best of all, when your vehicle's done, it will be delivered right to the dealership, so stop by to Auto Farm Price Ford, 811 Westwood Boulevard. Let us order your dream vehicle today.
This is Dave
and Ryan
from Dave and Ryan's Movie Review.
Experience movies the way God intended them to be seen. On the big screen.
At the King Cole Theaters.
And action.
Whether it's stunning action,
heart-stopping horror,
tender romance,
gut-busting comedy,
or wholesome family flicks,
movies are always better
on the big screen. Connect on Facebook for instant access to showtimes and the latest blockbusters.
With showing 7 nights a week and matinees on weekends, you can immerse yourself in the magic of movies at the King Cole Theaters.
I'm here with Dr. Callie at Castle Valley Orthodontics to talk about common questions regarding braces. Dr. Callie, am I too old for braces?
No, never. We have quite a few adult patients that come into our office to seek orthodontic treatment, whether for the first time or to fix things that might have gotten back to being crooked from not wearing retainers. So age is not a problem. As long as the teeth and gums are healthy, we can do braces. Give us a call today. Castle Valley Orthodontics, 637-2222, and we will schedule you for a free consultation.
It's fun! It's our favorite place.
Strike up family fun for everyone. Gateway Lanes. Families that play together stay together. And Gateway Lanes is your center for fun, cold beer, snacks, and great food. So let Gateway Lanes do the cooking with open and league bowling year-round and Club Bowl Thursday night, 9 till 11:30, with unlimited bowling including shoes. Since 1989, Helper's Hometown Bowling Center, Gateway Lanes, South Main Street in Historic Helper, and bowlhelper.com. Let's roll.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week on KOL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Welcome back into the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show here on KOL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. It's the High School Baseball Game of the Week, and we'll get you back out to Carbon High School in just a moment. Sonny Buscarini and Aiden Mortensen are standing by as we get set for the first pitch. Joining us right now in the studio to talk about the 3A state tournament, super regionals, and a rematch from last year, we have manager Rob Smith of the Carbon Dinos. And Coach, it's always a pleasure to get you in. I appreciate the time again today. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jordan.
Definitely, Coach. I don't think that the baseball gods could be any more kind to Carbon High. I feel like this kind of stuff, it always works in mysterious ways, right? And last year, it was definitely not the ending that anyone anticipated. A quick loss to North Sanpete in the Super Regionals, and you guys get them again at home. This time is an 8-9 matchup.
Yeah, same thing, kind of the same thing we've been talking about all year. Got to go out, got to be ready to play, got to take care of business early. put the pressure on them. And I feel if we put pressure on them and make them make plays, we'll be sitting in a good spot.
I've talked to some of your returners on this year's team. They like the fact that they get North Sanpete. I think that's always good when you can go into a series with a little chip on your shoulder. And I do believe those returners who got quality time for you last year, they're excited about this.
Yeah, and that was something we talked about at the end of practice yesterday, a little bit of redemption. They ruined our goals last year, and so, let's not let it happen again and go take care of business.
I do want to talk about the way the season came to a close. You guys find yourself in the upper half of the region standings, a very competitive region nonetheless. I mean, it doesn't matter if we're talking about Emory and Delta, who were down at the bottom, or if we're talking about the top and Canyon View and Juab. You guys fit right in the middle of that, but you played competitive baseball against everyone, top to bottom.
Yeah, our record doesn't show up. We were in a lot more games than what our record shows. Early in the season, we had some stuff we needed to clean up. Our hitting wasn't where we wanted it to be. As the season went on, we're getting there, and that's the goal is to get better each game. And when state tournament time rolls around, that you're playing your best baseball, and that's where I think we're going to be.
There's no doubt that you guys have hit the ball much better since it's warmed up. I think it's a pretty clear indication. Some teams, there were teams within this region that did not struggle during the colder times, but in talking to just Mike Vigil a week ago, he said, yeah, it makes a difference. Hitting in warm weather makes a big difference.
Yeah, just the fact of practice being warmer too. We're not just freezing to death as we're out and practicing games. But, you can't make excuses because the other teams are playing in it too. So you got to go do it. We're going to have nice weather today, and hopefully they're ready to go.
You should have nice weather, I believe, for the rest of the season, which could play a factor for you guys. I think by this point in time, you get a sample size, large enough where you can actually go through and look at where you guys performed well. And you guys definitely started playing better baseball towards the end of the season. You'll enter the state tournament winners 4 out of 5, and that one loss was a game to Juab that was kind of hanging in the balance. You guys had an opportunity to win. They kind of pulled away late. Coach, let's go back and look at the 5 games, the final 5 games of the season. A win against Manti, a win against Juab, 2 wins against Emory. What worked?
We're just putting the ball in play, playing clean defense. Our pitchers are throwing strikes. We're not walking a lot of guys, giving free bases. And then, like I said, playing clean defense behind them. We're putting the ball in play. I would still like to see us put the ball in play a little more, especially with runners in scoring position. We still, leaving a lot of guys on base in scoring position, and that's one thing I'd like to see change. But for the most part, we are putting the ball in play a lot better than we were early in the season.
How does Super Regionals differ from what we're going to see, what we saw over the last month of the regular season? I mean, you guys were on a kind of a consistent schedule, but now it's kind of all hands on deck. And I don't know if you feel that there are region coaches in region play that maybe would hide something from time to time based off of the schedule, but you can't really do that in Super Regionals, right? I mean, is that the big difference here as we talk about the next 2 days, which could actually be the final 2 days of the season if not executed properly?
Yeah, I mean, we may not have seen everybody from each team in the region. North Sanpete didn't see a few of our guys, and so I feel like that's a benefit to us. I don't know about them for sure. Looking at their stats, it's kind of the same guys throwing every game for them. So it'd be nice to go see those guys and beat them. But if our goal is to definitely get to their bullpen and make them work.
Again, right now being joined by manager Rob Smith of the Carbon Dino baseball squad as we talk about Super Regionals. This afternoon, Carbon North Sanpete Game 1. Tomorrow, Game 2 at 1 p.m. And then the what-if game would take place immediately after. Coach, you split the season set with North Sanpete, and I got the box score brought up from the last game. You guys, you go back and look at the way things kind of unfolded. It was a loss in the first game, but then you guys really plated a lot of runs in that second outing. Specifically later on in the game. What was the big difference for you in between those two matchups? So it was an 8-0 loss to North Sanpete. You bounced back 2 days later, and you put an 11 spot on them.
We put the ball in play a lot more the second game, gave ourselves opportunities, make them make plays. And that's kind of what you got to do in high school baseball. You got to make the defense make plays behind their pitchers and put the ball in play and give yourself an opportunity to get on base. And, the first game, granted, give it to their pitcher. He shut us down, and I'm sure that's who we're going to see today, and we've got a good game plan against him.
There's no question that they got adequate run support in the first outing, but that was a problem for you guys, right? I mean, that game, I know the 8-0 score looks bad, but in the sense, if there's any sort of run support early on in that game, it's completely different.
Yeah, and that's kind of the scouting report is if you can get out on them early, they'll shut down, and that's the goal is obviously with every team is get out and get a lead and work ahead from there and keep the gas pedal down.
In comparison to the other region play that we saw throughout the season, how do you feel that has prepared you guys for what you're going to see? It was a tough region.
Yeah, I mean, looking at our region, Juab, Canyon View, Manti, us, Emory, Delta, Richfield, we're all in the top 12.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about our region. We're competitive. Every game was decent with everybody throughout the region. And so, going in, I think it definitely helps us, our region guys, that, somebody from our region is going to be there.
I don't want to talk too much about what the state tournament could hold because you got to get past super regionals first. But I personally don't mind the 8-9 matchup, and I really don't mind seeing the 1 seed potentially in the second round because if you beat them, you take on the role of the 1 seed fairly early in the tournament. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, it's like we've talked many times. You got to beat everybody. So the goal is to go take care of business and give yourself that opportunity.
Let's talk about your staff, your pitching staff, Coach, and then we'll move into the offense. I know you probably don't want to give too much away, but when you take a look at how you handle these 3 games, do you map out 3 games? Do you map out 1 game, 2 games? How do you handle that as a manager?
Right now, we're kind of the same mentality. We're going to go 1 game at a time. Last year, I think we tried to save too much and got ourselves in trouble. But yeah, we're gonna go after it. We're gonna do whatever we got to do to win each game.
You all right to announce the day 1 starter? Who do we get today?
You're going to see Mikey Vigil on the hill today.
Yeah. What do you hope to get out of him? I mean, is there a pitch count or pitch limit, I should say, or is it, hey, if we can get 7 out of him, we get 7 out of him?
Yeah, if I can get 7 out of him, that'd be great. If not, we've got all guys on deck and we're ready to go. We're gonna, our goal is game 1, and then we'll plan for that after that.
I know it's difficult because you got super regionals this weekend. If you get through it, you have baseball all next week, and it's very, very difficult to come through that 1-loss bracket, right? It seems like every single loss from here on out affects you in terms of arms.
Yeah, and, I feel confident in our pitching staff. We've got a lot of guys that can throw. It's just, it'd be nice to stay in that winning side and take care of business. But yeah, we're gonna take it 1 game at a time and go after it.
Yeah, I mean, even a loss in super regionals means you gotta plan for a third pitcher, right? I mean, at this point in time, it's just win every game. If you just win every game, it's a lot easier route. It's really simple.
Yeah, and like I keep saying, 1 game at a time, and we'll go from there.
Let's talk about the offense, Coach. Some of the bats that you feel really happy with right now, really confident. Some kids that have maybe elevated their game as we get to the final stretch of the season.
Mikey Vigil's seen the ball really well. He's had a good game. Cannon Child's been swinging it really well against Emory. Kind of everybody's starting to click, and hopefully they'll keep going. Logan Bennett. It's just going to depend on what we do.
I talked to you after that last Emory game, and you were happy with the way you guys hit 1 through 9. There was production throughout the entire lineup.
Yeah, and our bottom half middle guys, they really helped us out in that last Emory game. It's going to take a team effort. It's a super regional game. Stakes are there, so we got to go take care of business, and hopefully everybody's ready to go.
I didn't ask you about the days after the sweep over Emory. Anytime you beat your rival, it obviously sparks a lot of excitement, I think, within the team. These are kids. They look forward to those games. They circle those games on their calendars. Did you notice a difference this week in practice, fresh off a sweep over Emory?
Not really. I talked to you after the game Friday. The win was good, but it's 1 game at a time. We got that game over with. it's time to move on, to refocus on our next opponent. We didn't know who that was until Tuesday, but the mindset was, hey, it's time to go, time to get ready for the next guy.
Coach, I always appreciate you coming in. Before I let you go, we'll jump back over and talk about North Sanpete. What stands out to you about this team, and how do you handle this Hawks squad that you've seen twice already this year?
They're scrappy, but again, I think if we get out and jump on them early, I think in good spot. We just got to take care of business early, play clean baseball, not give them free runs, free errors. Play clean baseball.
It's pretty simple. It's a simple game, isn't it?
Yes, but so complex at the same time. You do the simple things the best you can do, and you definitely give yourself a chance.
Coach, again, thank you for coming in. Best of luck against the Hawks today.
Thank you.
We're going to pause for just a moment. When we come back, we'll send you back to Carbon High School as Sonny Buscarini and Aiden Mortensen are standing by. The high school game of the week, Game 1 of the Super Regional between Carbon and North Sanpete. That's coming up when we return.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
It's the high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back. Listening to the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show. Great interview with Coach Smith. Want to thank Coach Smith. He always comes up, visits with us. He goes down, talks to Jordan. He's easy to work with. Want to thank Coach Smith for the season and everything he's done.
Yeah, it's been a consistent across all Carbon High coaches. They're all so easy to work with. I love and respect all the coaches and all the administrators and all the players here at Carbon High School. They really make our jobs so much easier just by being willing to talk.
Absolutely. So that's been the pregame show. It's time for baseball. As Carbon has taken the field, they will bat second, being the home team. We're about ready to go. So what do we need to see out of the Carbon Dinos today to come away with win number 1? We heard he's going to try to go with Vigil as long as he can go with him.
And that's the strategy you have to do come postseason play. You want to get as much of an arm as you can because you never know what's going to happen if you're going to win or you're going to lose. You need to be able to have an arm ready. So if you can get the most use out of only one pitcher in a game, that gives you a whole lot more options heading into game 2 tomorrow. I think the big key for him today, Sonny, is keeping errors in check. That's what plagued him early on in the year, and that's what's kind of plagued him late in the season as well. We've seen close games turn into blowouts due to errors, allowing some unearned runs to pass through. On the season, they have 58. The national average is 38. So that's been a major point of concern for them throughout the year. So if they can keep those errors in check and halt those unearned runs, because earned runs are going to happen. It's part of the game. But you can limit those unearned opportunities for North Sanpete. You can keep those in check. I think that's a path for victory for the Dinos.
Matson, Bailey, Smith will get started for North Sanpete. As we said, Mike Vigil on the mound, and we're ready to go here at Carbon High School.
It's going to be a great day of baseball, Sonny. I'm excited.
The senior playing second base, Matson. So the first pitch to Matson is a ball and a 1-0 count.
Now, Matson on the season has hit in .306 through 90 plate appearances, has 18 runs to his name, and 22 hits.
For Vigil is ball number 2 and a 2-0 count.
Now, on the season, he's been walked almost the same amount of times he's struck out.
He has a good eye.
He's got a great eye. 10 bases on balls, 11 strikeouts. So he's really even neck and neck in that category.
2-0 count. Pitch by Vigil. High in a ball, 3-0. 3 pitches, 3 balls to start the game here for Preston Matson, the batter, watching them go by.
You know, sometimes you can expect this as a starting pitcher. You're going to have to knock off a little rust at the start of any game.
And ball 4. So 4 pitches, 4 balls, and a walk. And the leadoff batter for North Sanpete reaches first base. And Maddox Bailey, the center fielder, the senior, wearing number 3, will come to the plate for North Sanpete.
And, you don't necessarily want to walk someone to start the game, let alone do it in 4 pitches. But V-Hill is someone who can respond to adversity. We saw it early in the Emory game, gave up 2 runs in the first inning, but was able to bounce back after that.
Bailey shows bunt, throw over to first. It gets past the first baseman. He'll stay there. So he pulled back on the bunt.
That nearly turned disaster, Sonny.
It was.
As they throw it along the first base line, try and tag the runner out at first. Wilson just can't get a glove on it. Goes rolling past him into right field. Luckily, North Sanpete holds at first.
So 0-1 count with nobody down. Runner on first for North Sanpete. Just underway here. The game of the week here on KOAL. Carbon, North Sanpete. Best of 3. And there's a strike and an 0-2 count. The winner goes on to Utah Valley next week and has a full week of baseball.
And that's going to be an exciting week, Sonny. It's nonstop. It's back to back to back to back to back.
0-2 count. Small lead on first. Swing and a miss and a strikeout. So the first strikeout for V-Hill comes to the second batter. So 1 down, runner on first, and up Hudson Smith, the pitcher. The sophomore will bat now for North Sanpete. He is also a left-handed batter as he steps into the box.
That was a tale of 2 batters, Sonny. The best of times, the worst of times. A 4-pitch walk and a 3-pitch strikeout. So we're seeing V-Hill able to bounce back from that early adversity.
So 1 down, V-Hill looks over at first. The pitch is inside and a ball and a 1-0 count.
Now Smith at the plate holds a .296 average through 88 plate appearances this year.
So nice little lead over on first. Pitch number 9 for V-Hill. The pitch is in for a strike and a 1-1 count. So a 1-1 count with 1 down, runner on first.
He's like an artist, the way he painted the bottom of the zone with that throw.
Love the way he works. He works quick. He
does.
doesn't really give the batter a chance to really relax. And I love that.
He's a go pitcher, and that's what you like to see.
Pitches high and a wave and a ball and a 2-1 count.
Tries to hit the left outside corner. Nearly gets it just a little too high out of the zone. The umpire has shown that he's wanting to see these pitchers a little lower this game.
So a 2-1 count with 1 down, runner on first. Moderate lead over there. He looks at first. Wind up in the pitch. Here's a shot to second. Bizzoni with the little shovel to second for out number 1. Throw to first, not in time, but the lead runner is gone, and that'll be out number 2. And a nice play by Bizzoni at shortstop.
Initially fumbling with the ball a little bit. He's able to recover perfectly, make the throw to second. Narrowly avoids the double play. Does North Sanpete. Smith able to leg out the single. He really dodged a bullet there.
Aaron Costello will be up to bat for North Sanpete, another left-handed batter. So V-Hill facing some left-handed batters at the top of the order here for North Sanpete. 2 down, runners on first. V-Hill's pitch, high and a ball, 1-0.
And on the season, Costello, a .410 average, leads the team in batting average through 88 plates appearances, 21 hits, 20 RBIs. So he's someone you want in that cleanup slot.
That's why he's batting cleanup. V-Hill looks over at first, a couple of times over his shoulder. The wind up in the pitch is a ball and a 2-0 count.
I think V-Hill knows kind of the gravity of batter he's facing right now, holding such a potent average and heavy hitting power. He's going to want to play this one a little safer.
Big gap in left field. Down the line. They play him to the right in the pitch for a ball and a 3-0 count.
He's trying to get that outside corner. He doesn't want to give anything easy down the middle to Costello. He wants to keep him off balance.
3-0 count. 2 down. And a strike, 3-1. Nice pitch that time by V-Hill. 3-1 count. He's into pitch number 15.
A nice little off-speed throw with some downward movement on it. V-Hill getting his groove back and battling back into the bat.
And a ball and a walk. Second walk of the ball game. So runner on first and second now for North Sanpete with 2 down. And Wyatt Williams, first baseman / DH up the bat. He's a junior. Where's number 11?
And again, a very potent hitter in Wyatt Williams. 356 batting average on the year through 80 plate appearances, 26 hits, 9 RBIs, and a chance to make that double digits here.
So we have runners on first and second with 2 down. Stepping into the batter's box, Williams. He waits for the first pitch from V-Hill. Looks back at second. Moderate lead there. Looks back a couple of times. Looks again. The pitch. High in a ball. 1-0 the count.
And that strike zone has been pretty low today. A lot of these pitches flying just outside of it up top.
1-0 count for Williams. Top of the first inning. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 down. The pitch. Fly ball goes to right field. Out there to make the catch is Vigil for out number 3. And as we go to the bottom of the first inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left on. Top of 1, we're tied at 0.
It's time you started working close to home. GMS Mine Repair and Maintenance is looking for experienced miners, mechanics, electricians, and surveyors to fill local jobs. Stop traveling every week and let GMS Mine Repair and Maintenance find you a job closer to home and your family. No more leaving your family every week traveling to a work site. There are good paying jobs right here close to home, and GMS Mine Repair and Maintenance can help you get started today. Email your resume to kbarker@gmsminerepair.com. Your new job close to home is waiting for you.
JN Auto says it's time to get in the auto buying game. JN Auto is a game changer when you're looking for a new vehicle but don't want to pay the new vehicle price. By making JN Auto a part of your team, you can count on finding quality, gently used vehicles with manufacturer warranties and unbeatable prices. You just found the secret to finding the perfect vehicle. It's JN Auto. Check out their huge inventory at jnautosales.com. JN Auto in Huntington and Price.
Now, back to the action. The high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
So the Hawks get a couple of base runners with a couple of walks, can't do anything with it. And we go to the bottom of the first inning, tied at 0, up to bat 4. The Dinos will be second baseman, senior Ridge Butler, wearing number 9, Logan Bennett on deck.
And, Vigil found himself in a bit of a jam, 2 runners on base, but he was able to navigate it perfectly, has a fly ball hit out to Marcus Vigil in right field, snags it easily, ends that inning with no damage done. Now the Dinos looking to jump ahead early. When we've seen them win this season, Sonny, we've seen the Dinos put up a good offensive inning, and that's what they aim to do here in Game 1 of Super Regionals.
Butler, Bennett, Vigil, the 3.
On the
that
mound
will face the pitcher, Hudson Smith.
And like you were saying, Smith, only a sophomore, but holds a team-best ERA at 2.51, 4 wins, 4 losses on the season. 11 appearances total, though, has a save to his name. So he's someone who knows how to throw that ball. He's pitched 47 innings, highest on the team as a sophomore for 65 strikeouts. So he's a real threat up there that the Dinos are going to be facing.
Left-handed pitcher, so he'll be on the mound, and we're ready to go. Ridge Butler steps up into the batter's box for the bottom of the first inning with a 0-0 score. Best of 3. First game here today. First one tomorrow at 1. The pitch is outside the ball, 1-0, and if necessary, Game 3 will follow.
Yeah, back-to-back tomorrow if that Game 3 is needed. Ridge Butler, though, on the season hitting .222 at the plate, 14 hits.
Inside the ball, 2-0.
Now, you don't want him getting on base early. This isn't a guy you want to walk because he's got so much speed behind him.
2-0 count. And the strike as he watches it go by. 2-1 count.
9 stolen bases for Ridge this season. First on the team.
Foul down the first baseline, 2-2.
The next closest in terms of steals is Mike Vigil with 5. So he's got a 4-steal lead on everyone in front of him. So if he reaches first base, he is a threat.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
And he's a lot to keep on a pitcher's mind, too, because you got to keep him in check.
There's a good chance he'll be on third. If he gets on base being the leadoff, there's a fly ball. Will go out of play down the first baseline. Count remains 2-2.
Right into no man's land there along the first base line. Goes over the fence. Luckily, no cars are parked there. There's a reason we moved that just a little bit more forward.
So we got a 2-2 count. Leadoff batter for the Carbon Dinos, Butler. And the pitch is a shot down the third baseline. It goes foul. Count remains 2-2.
And that one, if it drops fair, is going to at least be a double. Flirting with that third base line as it flew off the bat, just goes inches foul.
So we got a 2-2 count. The pitch, high in the ball, 3-2. 3-2 the count. To Rich Butler, and Hudson Smith, facing his first batter of the ball game, finds himself with a full count. And a ball and a walk. So the leadoff batter for the Carbon Dinos will take first base on the walk. And we said when you get Rich Butler on first base, there's a good opportunity. He's going to be in a scoring threat quickly. And Logan Bennett, the center fielder, comes up to bat, the junior wearing number 24.
On the season, Bennett hitting .217 through 68 at-bats. 13 hits, 5 RBIs. If Ridge can get to second, he has himself a chance to notch one more.
Swing and a miss and a strike and an 0-1 count.
And we're seeing two very different plate approaches from Butler to Bennett. But Bennett a little more ready to swing at these things. He knows that's where he's going to be able to find a lot of his offensive ability.
Shows bunt. Good bunt in front of the catcher. Throw to first. Is it in time? They got him, but it advances Butler to second. So the bunt advances Butler. He's now in scoring position with one down. That was a nice bunt.
That was a really nice bunt. Looked like it caused a little confusion for a second between catcher and pitcher. Costello and Smith fighting for a second over who's going to pick up that ball. They call a little quick mound visit to talk that one over, but get the out at first regardless. But like you said, Butler in scoring position. That's what you really have to worry about now.
Senior Mike Vigil, the pitcher, going to try to help himself with the runner in scoring position with one down for the Carbon Dinos.
Trying to help his team and help himself come away with the win today. You got to love when pitchers are able to do that, and he is very competent at it. .241 on the season is his average.
Pretty good lead by Butler. Swing and a miss and a strike and an 0-1 count.
And he's looking for a deep shot with a swing like that. Catches himself a little off balance on the back end of it.
Defense playing him straight up. So we got an 0-1 count. Pitch is high and away, and a 1-1 count with one down for the Carbon Dinos and a runner on second. Bottom of the first, game of the week, Carbon North Sanpete. Best of 3. The winner goes on next week to Utah Valley.
And Vigil, if he can secure the RBI here, puts himself in double digits on the season.
Swing and a miss for the strike and a 1-2 count.
And he wants to make contact. He's hunting that hit.
Yep. So we've got a 1-2 count. Moderate lead on second for Butler. Smith looks back at him a couple of times in the pitch. Swing and a miss for the strikeout, and out number 2. First strikeout of the ball game for Smith.
And Smith, after walking Butler to open this on a full count, has been lights out up on the mound. He is dominant. You can tell why coaches put so much trust in him as he enters this game. Austin Hadley had his guy in mind, and it's paying off right now.
Maddox Wilson, the first baseman, up to bat for the Dinos. The first pitch is a swing and a miss and a strike. The junior wearing number 17 for the Dinos with the runner in scoring position, 2 down.
A team-leading average of .322 for Wilson through 70 plate appearances, 19 hits on the year with 9 RBIs.
Nice lead once again on second by Butler. Swing and a miss and an 0-2 count.
And Smith has such great control over those throws. He does a good job on making them go where he wants them to. They have a little movement on them as they approach the plate.
We got a balk. So on the balk, Butler will go to third.
And that makes things a little easier for Maddox. He doesn't have to swing with as much power. He just needs to put this one in play, and Ridge is going to come home to score.
2 down, swing and a miss, and the strikeout, and 4 batters come to the plate for the Carbon Dinos. The leadoff batter walks. He gets to third, and that's how the bottom of the first inning ends with no runs, no hits, 1 left on base. As we go to the top of the second, we're tied at 0.
Imagine a smooth, hassle-free journey to the front door of your new home with the Driggs Mortgage Team guiding you every step of the way. Hi, this is Greg Driggs. Our seasoned experts understand the ins and outs of home financing and refinancing. Come visit us at our new permanent address, 8 East Main in Price, where we plan to be a staple for years to come. Start your journey today. Call 801-427-3577. The Driggs Mortgage Team, NMLS number 272076, Equal Housing Opportunity. Driggs Mortgage Team is a DBA of Premier Mortgage Resources, LLC, NMLS 1169.
We still believe in innocent until proven guilty. Oliver Law is committed to making sure your rights are protected and seek for the best possible outcome for your criminal case. We've helped countless clients get through their legal troubles, so if you or a loved one feel that you have no one to turn to, you do. Oliver Law in Price. Everyone deserves a great defense attorney. 435-637-6060 or go to robertoliverlegal.com to request a free consultation. Robert Oliver, passionate about defending the underdog.
You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
So after one inning, combined 9 batters to the batter's box. Tied at 0. We go to the top of the second inning, and Ashton Olsen, the third baseman, wearing number 4, the junior, will start us off for the Hawks here in the top of the second.
And he's looking to get things started early for North Sanpete. They had a few runners on base, left 2 stranded last inning. But now they're trying to find some rejuvenated offense.
Right-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. There's the pitch to start the second inning, and it's a strike and an 0-1 count. Nice pitch by Vigil.
Excellent break on the throw by Vigil. Even the batter thought that one was coming right for his head. Curves right back inside for the strike.
Swing. Fouled away and an 0-2 count. So Vigil ahead of the first batter early with an 0-2 count.
And as we enter this middle half of the North Sanpete lineup, Olsen holds a 182 average, 10 hits on the year. That batting average starts to drop as we get lower and lower into the lineup.
High in a ball. So a 1-2 count.
And Vigil, if he can get the strikeout here, keeps his pitch count low and adds an out to the inning.
1-2 count. Vigil's pitch. High in a ball, 2-2.
Tries to get him with that off-speed curve again. Doesn't break as much as he wanted to and as much as we saw on that first throw of the inning.
Yeah, got ahead of the batter 0-2. Tried to make him bite on that pitch. 2-2 count. Vigil popped up, and that will be fouled out of play over the backstop, and the count remains 2-2.
Goes right into the fans. Someone's leaving this game with a souvenir.
So we got a 2-2 count. Pitch number 23 for Mike Vigil.
Still keeping that count low. He wants to keep it as low as possible. Like Coach Smith said in the pregame show, he wants to see Vigil go all 7 innings if he can.
2-2 count. Vigil with the windup and the pitch. And he got him looking for strikeout number Let's see, that's strikeout number 2 for Vigil, the top of the second inning with a strikeout.
Freezes Olsen with that throw. Froze me a little up here in the booth. What a delivery from Vigil.
Chayton Osborne up to bat for North Sanpete, and the first pitch is a ball and a 1-0 count. He is the left fielder sophomore. Where's number 16?
Osborne hit 161 on the year through 73 plate appearances.
There's a base hit. It's going to drop over the third baseman out into left field, and the single around first and come back, and that is a first hit of the game here at the top of the second inning with a single.
And North Sanpete getting on base now. What a swing by Osborne. Sends it out into shallow left field where no one's going to be able to grab it, and he makes his way to first.
So runner on first. 1 down. Gage Oldroyd up to bat for North Sanpete with the runner on first. Shows bunt. Misses and the strike and an 0-1 count. Trying to get that runner to second in scoring position, laying down a bunt. And we've seen a lot of that in high school this year, trying to get that runner to second as quick as possible.
That we have. It's kind of become the new move for these coaches, a bit of an analytics-driven decision. You want to get that runner in scoring position as soon as possible, even if that means sacrificing a runner with a bunt.
Yep. Ball comes in really tight. And the pitch for a ball and a 1-1 count. Yeah, he's on the grass, playing the bunt.
Now, the pitch count on all levels, you have to you can throw up to 110 pitches in a game.
Shows bunt. Nice laydown, goes back to the pitcher. He'll throw to first in time for the out. The runner advances to second, as we said, what we see a lot, but there's 2 down now.
2 down, so you know a sacrifice fly isn't in play at all, no matter what kind of speed you have going at second base. Now it's pretty much get a hit or go back to the dugout.
Tyson Guido's up to bat with the runner on second. Shortstop, the senior, wears number 9.
292 hitter, so on the bottom half of the lineup, or the bottom 3, things start getting a little better in terms of hitting for North Sanpete.
Top of the second, tied at 0, runner on second for North Sanpete. Vigil looks back at second a couple of times. Little blooper back to the pitcher, Vigil, throw to first in time for out number 3. With no runs, 1 hit, no error, 1 left on base as we go to the bottom of the second inning. We're tied at 0. Up for the Dinos will be Logan Madrigal and Childs for the Dinos.
Keeping your car in proper running order takes time and effort to maximize the life and performance of your vehicle. Your vehicle is a necessity to your daily life. Complete Auto Repair Service, or CARS, in Wellington understands a vehicle working properly is a vehicle without worry. From the little things like headlights and wipers to regular maintenance or even bigger problems. Take a breath and trust your skilled hometown mechanic at CARS in Wellington. You can put your full confidence in their team and they'll get you back on the road in no time.
At Desert View Federal Credit Union, driving away in your dream car is as seamless as the open road. With personalized lending solutions and branches in Huntington and Farron, getting the financing for your new car, truck, or SUV is easy. Desert View Federal Credit Union can even finance RVs. Experience the credit union difference. Go talk to a loan officer today.
Membership and eligibility apply. Loans on approved credit. Member NCUA.
At Desert View, it's all about you.
You're listening to the high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Here we go to the bottom of the second inning, tied at 0 for the Carbon Dinos. Trying to get the first run past home plate here in the bottom of the second inning to break the ice.
And with how this early game's been going, Sonny, it feels like the first team to break that ice is going to be the one that comes away with the win today. Offense has been at a bit of a premium. No one, except with the exception of Ridge Butler, has reached past second.
Madrigal will bat. Logan, the catcher, senior, wears number 4. Cannon Childs on deck, and Tyrus Madsen in the hole for the Carbon Dinos. Game of the week here on KOAL 107.3 FM, 750 AM. Carbon Dinos, North Sanpete. They will play again tomorrow at 1. And a second game if necessary. In the first pitch, swing and a miss, and a strike and a 0-1 count.
And that ball had a lot of movement on the back end as it approached home plate, curved down and to the right, and did just enough to fool Madrigal into swinging.
Swing and a miss, and a 0-2 count.
Madrigal holds a .241 average on this year, has one of the 2 home runs for the Dinos this season.
So an 0-2 count. Pitch number 20 for Hudson Smith. And he watches it go by for the strike and a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Hudson Smith.
And Madrigal had a few words for the umpire after that one. He isn't convinced that was entirely a strike. Had to do a bit of a Michael Jackson jump back in the batter's box, but that ball had just enough break to get back into the zone.
Senior Cannon Childs, the DH, wearing number 11. First pitch is a strike and a 0-1 count.
Childs on the season in the 300 club with a .304 batting average, 17 hits and 12 RBIs, 10 doubles on the year.
Pitch number 2 is low and a 1-1 count. But Hudson Smith has done a good job getting ahead of the count so far.
That he has. He feels like he's thrown a game beyond his years, only a sophomore.
1-1 count, 1 down. Pitch is high and away and a 2-1 count.
And we've seen a bit of a trend of those high balls soaring above the zone. No one's really been able to paint that top of the zone. Typically, they've been at least a few inches above it.
Pitch inside and a ball and a 3-1 count. Outfield plays towards left field, so there's a little gap down the first baseline out in right field.
Yeah, you got to play the shift here. You know where that batter tends to hit these things. You watch the film, and you try and adjust your game plan to that.
3-1 count. Fouled away, 3-2 full count.
Battling back up to 25 pitches now in the game.
3-2 count, 1 down. Nobody on for the Carbon Dinos. Pitch by Smith. Fly ball down the first base line. If it stays fair, it could be problem, and it goes foul, and it'll be a 3-2 count.
You can tell the wind had a little bit of an impact on that one. It looked like it was floating right down that first base line. Ends up missing it by about, let's say, about 4 or 5 feet on the back end, but the count remains full.
Wind seems to be blowing from left to right. So we got a 3-2 count with 1 down. Still have that gap down the first base lane out in right field. That's where Childs tried to put it.
He did. He almost had it placed perfectly, but that 6-mile-per-hour wind had its effect.
Swing and a miss, and strikeout number 4. So Hudson Smith off to a good start for North Sanpete, 2 down. Coming up the bat for the Carbon Dinos, Tyrus Matson, the left fielder, the senior, wears number 10.
Yeah, there hasn't been a moment in this game where Smith has looked lost on the mound. He's been very composed the entirety of this game. He's looked spectacular so far.
Pitches outside, and a ball and a 1-0 count.
Madsen, 209 hitter on the year through 69 plate appearances, 14 hits to go along with 4 RBIs.
Dinos trying to get a base runner here in the bottom of the second inning, and pitch number 2 is a ball outside as well. That's a 2-0 count.
Yeah, jumping ahead in the count. That's got to be a good feeling for Madsen, knowing that he has a little more free reign to take a swing at something he likes.
Pitch is low and gets past the catcher for a ball 3, so a 3-0 count.
That one rattles the backstop a little bit, bounces off the ground, nearly hits the speed camera placed on the netting.
Paxton Falk on deck for the Carbon Dinos. Marcus Vigil in the hole. So we got a 3-0 count with 2 down. Hudson Smith, the pitcher, winds up. High in a ball and a walk. Walk number 2 of the ball game for Smith, and the Dinos have a base runner with 2 down, and Paxton Falk, the third baseman, the junior, wearing number 32 up the bat.
Only the 3rd walk of the year for Madsen, but doing it in very timely fashion.
So 2 down. See if the Dinos try to get Madsen in scoring position quickly. First pitch is a strike and an 0-1 count.
On the year, Falk, a 186 hitter. The junior on the year has 7 RBIs.
Moderate lead on first base. Pitch number 2 is a ball and a 1-1 count.
7 base on balls, 12 strikeouts for Falk on the season.
1-1 count, 2 down. Pitch. Got the corner and the strike and a 1-2 count.
That was a beautiful throw on the mound by Smith. Paints that corner just perfectly.
Pitch number 35 for Smith coming up. He looks over at first base, and the pitch is inside and a ball on a 2-2 count.
He's trying to find that inside corner, but just missed it, nearly hitting the legs of Falk instead.
Smith looks down, checks first base out, and the windup in the pitch. Outside the ball, and we get a full count, 3-2. So a full count goes to Falk with a runner on first and 2 down for the Dinos. Vigil on deck.
That was a good eye by Falk, not taking the bait on that throw. Loads the count.
Smith looks over at first. There goes the runner. Swing and fouled out of play. Count remains 3-2. Definitely a hit-and-run situation for the Dinos.
Yeah, definitely one year. No matter what contact you hear, you're booking it for base.
3-2 count with 2 down.
Over at first, Williams getting ready for a potential pickoff.
Not a real huge lead over on first for the Dinos. And the pitch, swing and a miss for strikeout number 5. So The Dinos, no runs, no hits, no errors, one left on base. As we go to the top of the third inning, we are tied at 0. It's a game of the week on KOAL.
At Desert View Federal Credit Union, driving away in your dream car is as seamless as the open road. With personalized lending solutions and branches in Huntington and Farron, getting the financing for your new car, truck, or SUV is easy. Desert View Federal Credit Union can even finance RVs. Experience the credit union difference. Go talk to a loan officer today.
Membership and eligibility apply. Loans on approved credit. Member NCUA.
At Desert View, it's all about you.
At Price Pediatric Dental, they help patients stay in excellent oral health. With a focus on preventative care, Dr. Markham, Dr. Lund, and Dr. Bod will take the time to get to know each of their patients and create a plan for lifelong oral health. Proper dental care in children's teeth will set the groundwork for a healthy set of permanent adult teeth in the future. They recommend that you visit your dental office for a cleaning twice a year, keeping your child's mouth healthy and clean. Call 637-9590 to schedule an appointment today.
Now, back to the action. The high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Top of the third inning, Preston Madsen, the top of the lineup for North Sanpete. He walked in the first inning. Get us going here, playing second. Pitch for a strike and an 0-1 count. Nice pitch by Vigil. Get ahead of the first batter.
And once Vigil finds his footing in that first inning, it feels like no opposing batters don't really stand a chance.
Pitch number 2, high on a ball, 1-1.
But the same this game could be said for Hudson Smith. Both pitchers dueling right now. We've talked about it before. This is the kind of game we both love. We love these pitching battles.
Yep. So Vigil with the windup in the pitch for the strike and a 1-2 count.
Jumping ahead. Vigil showing a lot of control on the hill.
Madsen watches that pitch go by without swinging, so we have a 1-2 count. Vigil wind up once again, working quick. And the pitch high on a ball, 2-2.
And a good job by Madsen checking that swing. Looked like he was about to go. Does a good job stopping himself. It's like he pulled an emergency brake.
2-2 count. Vigil gets the sign and the pitch fouled away. Just on the other side of the catcher. Count remains 2-2.
And as a batter, that's one of those hits you're really glad ended up going foul. If not, it looked like it would have been a surefire shot to Rich Butler out at second base on an easy play at first. So you're not happy with the result, but you get to stay alive in the box.
2-2 pitch. Goes over the head of Madsen. He ducks to get out of the way, and we have a full count.
Loads it up. Vigil, a bit of a challenge now that he'll be facing.
Right-handed batter, Preston Madsen, and then the lefties come up for North Sanpete. I believe 3 in a row is what we decided in inning number 1. The pitch hits Madsen, and he'll take first base on the hit batter, and the leadoff batter for North Sanpete reaches.
You can tell that one stung a little bit. That took him a second to recover. Madsen jogs gingerly to first base, but you take that to the back. That's going to leave at least a welt and it'll knock the breath out of you for a good bit.
Maddox Bailey up to bat, struck out in the first inning, 0 for 1 on the day.
280 on the year for Maddox Bailey, 25 runs scored with 10 RBIs.
Giving Madsen a second to kind of shake that off, see if he stays in the game. I think he was going to.
It looks like they're giving him some water, letting him recuperate a little bit. I can't blame him. That looks like it stings a lot. Vigil had some power behind that throw.
Well, they call it hardball for a reason.
Yeah, no, that's why I think softball is the most misleading name of all time.
I agree.
You get hit by one of those, you're not saying, oh, this is really nice. You're on the ground in pain.
Yes.
So the fact that all he did was hold his shoulder as he walked to first, it's a pretty good reaction.
So Bailey up to bat. Runner on first with nobody down. Nice lead. First pitch is a strike and an 0-1 count.
Hits that left outside corner on the throw. A good job by Vigil.
Second time in 3 innings that the leadoff batter for North Sanpete reaches first. Both times, Preston Madsen. Pitch is high and a ball and a 1-1 count.
Now Bailey has a lone home run on the year. One of 3 players for the year. Hudson Smith holds the other, and Costello on the season has 4. So a few power hitters in the lineup for North Sanpete.
Shot is a base hit between first and second. Runner advanced, runner on first and second, and the single for Bailey. And North Sanpete off to a good start here in the top of the 3rd inning.
Hits it right into the gap between second and first. Right fielder has to come up just shallow enough where it's an inconvenience for everyone involved to try and chase that down. Now they have runners on second and first. No outs. North Sanpete flirting with cracking that 0-0 score.
Hudson Smith up to bat, grounded out to shortstop in inning number 1, 0 for 1 on the day, but runners in first and second with nobody down for North Sanpete. Beal looks back at second, and the pitch, high and a ball, 1-0.
And again, that zone has been a little bit lower than some of these pitchers might like. They're throwing to what they're accustomed to, but the umpires called a very fair game so far.
1-0 count. Beal gets the sign once again, looks back at second. Fairly decent lead on second. Shot fielded at second base for Carbon by Butler, and they'll get the double play for the Dinos, and that's a great play. The runner advanced to third, but 2 down.
You know, you may have that runner on third, but now you have 2 outs behind you. You can go with a little bit more confidence as you approach this next batter, but a scary situation for the Dinos as Costello takes the plate.
He walked his first inning. Runner on third after the double play. Nice play by the defensive side for the Carbon Dinos to get the 2 outs. Little bouncer back to Vigil. He struggles with it. 1 run scores the throw to first. Is it in time? It's not, and it's 1-0.
And that's what we talked about in the pregame, Sonny. These errors letting in runs have been the bane of the Dinos all year long, and it comes back to bite them in game 1 of the Super Regionals.
So Matson gets hit by a pitch, finds his way around the bases, and scores the first run of the ball game in the top of the 3rd, and it's 1-0 North Sanpete.
It's got to feel good for Matson, especially with how he was hurting after being hit by that pitch.
Wyatt Williams up the bat. He flew out to right field, 0 for 1 on the day. So we got 2 down, runner on first for North Sanpete. The pitch by Vigil is high in a ball and a 1-0 count.
Now, in the 2 times we've seen these teams play this year, it's typically been the 3rd inning where the teams start getting that offense going. Carbon, in their last meeting, scored 2 runs in the 3rd. Now they find themselves on the receiving end.
Vigil looks over at first, pitch for the strike. 1-1 count.
Williams, the junior, a .356 hitter with 26 hits to his names and 9 RBIs.
1-1 count, 2 down, runner on first. The pitch by Vigil. It's a fly ball base hit. It flies right out into center field in that gap, and a single for Williams. So it will be hit number 2 in the inning for North Sanpete, and they'll keep the inning alive with the runner on first and second. Coming up to bat will be Ashton Olson, struck out in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1.
It was a good job by Bennett off the bounce to field that makes the throw to second, just not in time. Now runners on first and second again for North Sanpete.
Looks back at second, huge lead on second. Pitches outside and a ball and a 1-0 count. If you're joining us here at KOL with Drive Time Sports, it's the high school game of the week. It's Carbon Dinos North Sanpete State Tournament, best of 3. Winner of this series goes to Utah Valley.
And it's a lot at stake. You get to keep playing if you win the Super Regional Series. And with a lead on second like he has, I'm a little surprised he didn't go after he saw the fumble at home plate by Madrigal.
Yeah, huge lead. Again, same situation.
Country mile between him and second base.
Yes. Vigil looks back a couple of times. They back off. The windup in the pitch is a ball and a 2-0 count.
When they say the broadside of a barn, I think that's how wide it is. There's about 10 feet between him and second.
So we got a 2-0 count with 2 down. North Sanpete threatening here in the top of the third inning. They've scored one run, trying to score another. Vigil looks back at second. Swing and a miss and a 2-1 count.
A good job by Vigil with the off-speed, baiting the swing out of Olson. Now he's just trying to recover a little bit more, not this count up, and then come away with the strikeout.
2-1 count with 2 down. Vigil gets the sign once again. Another huge lead on second once again. Vigil looks back there a couple of times. Swing and a miss and a 2-2 count.
And again, Vigil showing a lot of control. He's going to that off-speed time and time again this at-bat, and it's been working for him. He keeps him off guard with it.
So Olson finds himself with the 2-2 count in the batter's box, and Vigil looks back at second. Looks back again. A couple of times. The pitch by Vigil is high and a full count, 3-2. So a chance to load the bases for North Sanpete with a ball here. It's a 3-2 count with 2 down.
Madrigal's been doing an excellent job behind the plate. No matter where that ball has been placed, he's been able to snag it out of the air. And when it's been close to the zone, he's been able to frame it very nicely as well.
Pitch by Vigil, everybody goes, and it's fouled away. Of course, everybody's going to go on the full count. Fouled away, and a 3-2 count remains.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where as soon as you see that swing, regardless, you're going to start booking it for the next base. You want to eliminate any potential play.
So we 3-2 count. Big lead again. They throw back to second. Did they get him? It was close. They didn't.
It was a close call. Vigil almost finds Butler on that throw. I'd say just milliseconds away from being an out, but the throw just a second too slow.
So 3-2 count, 2 down. 1-0 North Sanpete here in the top of the third inning. They've scored 1 run in this inning, threatening again. Vigil looks back at second. The pitch for a ball. We have bases loaded.
And Vigil faces a scary situation now. 1 run scored this inning already as they turn the double play, but now bases loaded again, and we're having a timeout. A meeting between the infielders and manager Rob Smith is being called.
Chayton Osborne will bat for the Hawks, and he singled in the second inning, so he's 1 for 1 on the day with bases loaded, and a chance for a huge inning for North Sanpete in the top of the third.
And Osborne was really the one who got the bats going for North Sanpete initially this contest. Now trying to add an RBI to his total today along with the single. And right now he has a good chance of being able to pull that one off.
So they will come. Manager Rob Smith with the little mound visit now comes back, and we're ready to go. And up to bat, as we said, is Osborne, 1 for 1 on the day. So a chance to score a couple of more runs here with a base hit, maybe more for North Sanpete with a 1-0 lead, 2 down. Vigil with the pitch. Fly balls, high fly ball, second base coming in to make the play, and out number 3. So they leave 3 on base with 2 hits. And a 1 run scored. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It's 1-0 North Sanpete.
Step up to the plate with Eastern Utah Community Credit Union. Just like baseball, managing finances is all about making smart plays. Whether you're aiming for a home run with a new home loan or stealing second with unbeatable auto loan rates, our team is here to coach you through every financial inning. Slide into our branch today and let's hit a financial grand slam together. Eastern Utah Community Credit Union, where everyone gets VIP treatment.
Membership and eligibility required. NCUA insured. Loans approved on credit. Equal housing lender.
Picture this. A sudden burst pipe, flames engulfing your kitchen. Disaster strikes when you least expect it. But fear not, because Restore Wizard of Price is here to save the day. Their team of restoration experts is ready to tackle any fire or flood emergency from start to finish. They're not just here to fix the damage, they're here to restore your peace of mind. Don't let disaster catch you off guard. Call Restore Wizard of Price, 637-9165. Restore Wizard, the magic of a fresh start.
It's the high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back. We go to the bottom of the third inning. The Carbon Dinos up to bat. Marcos Vigil, the right fielder, the sophomore wearing number 18, will bat for the first time in the ball game at the bottom of the third, and the Dinos find themselves down 3-0.
And the Dinos won.
1-0, excuse me.
It almost was 3-0 if that ball would have landed fair, but Marcus trying to get something going for the Dinos as they haven't made it through the lineup yet. It goes Marcus, and then we're going to have Jackson Bozzoni step up. Then we'll go back to Ridge Butler.
In for lunch or dinner, Tuesday through Friday, 11 till 8, Saturdays noon till 8. Order online at juniperkitchenutah.com with DoorDash delivery. Stop beating around the bush for a great meal.
I want to go to Juniper.
Juniper Kitchen and Price. Can I afford a home?
How do I price and list my home?
Do I get pre-qualified?
Do I do an open house?
Does the realtor work for the buyer or the seller?
How do I show my home?
You have questions? Quick Realty has the answers. The only local realtor that uses a 3D camera and does complimentary virtual tours for every client. Quick Realtors are professional and experienced and a premier agent on Zillow and specialist on Realtor.com, East Main Street Price, and at BQuickRealty.com, Facebook and Instagram. Call 613-HOME, 613-4663.
You're listening to the high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Top of the fourth inning. Gage Olroyd up to bat. Sacrifice bunt in the second inning. Move that runner ahead.
And North Sanpete looking to build on this 1-0 lead they find themselves here within the top of the fourth. They put together a very good showing last inning. Now looking to continue that success at the plate. Vigil looking to bounce back.
Vigil with pitch number 55 as we start the top of the fourth inning, and the windup and the pitch and a strike and an 0-1 count gets ahead of the batter quickly.
That was a beautiful throw by Vigil. That's how you want to start this inning.
Watched it go by, so an 0-1 count. Pitch to Olroyd shows bunt. Fouled away in an 0-2 count.
And now you feel like you kind of got to swing on this one. You want to make contact anything that looks like it could potentially fall in that strike zone, you have to be taking a chance on. You don't want to be caught looking.
Feel up 0-2 on the batter. Pitch goes behind the batter and a 1-2 count.
That was a good dive by Madrigal to save that from hitting the backstop. Snags it, jumps up. I couldn't do that with Miney, so I envy him.
1-2 count. The heel with the pitch. Fouled away and a 1-2 count remains.
Hits the stem of the bat as it goes foul on that one. Still a 1-2 count, like you said. Oldroyd staying alive.
1-2 count. Blooper to third base. Falk with the throw to first. Not in time, and the runner reaches. Start out with the single. And the leadoff batter gets on base 3 out of the 4 innings.
Oldroyd showing he should be on the track as well with that run, able to make it cleanly. A little fumble by Falk as he scoops it up, tries to get it out of his glove, can't do it in time as a runner reaches first for North Sanpete. The leadoff goes in favor of North Sanpete.
Tyson Guido's up to bat with the runner on first.
292 hitter on the year, has 13 RBIs, so he finds himself in good position to try and claim another one.
3 out of the 4 innings, they've got the leadoff batter on base.
They haven't.
It's huge.
It's tended to be good for them, but they have
they've only scored
to
one
bring
run.
them home.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Dino's hanging around. Nice lead on first. Shows bunt. Runner goes. The throw to second. Goes out into center field. The runner will stay on second. So the stolen base for North Sanpete puts them in scoring position with nobody down.
That was a great jump by Oldroyd. Nearly gets caught, but the throw from home plate goes soaring over the head of Butler into shallow center field. They're able to recover, hold him at second, but now Oldroyd knocking on heaven's door in scoring position.
Pitch to Guidos. Theo looks back at second. Huge lead once again at second. Inside and a ball and a 2-0 count.
Jumping ahead in the count, Guido staying patient, waiting for his time to swing.
The heel once again looks back at second. Fly ball to left center field, going to come in to make the play, and the out is Matson for out number 1.
Sprinted a little bit for that one, but able to snag it out of the air. Holds the runner at second in the process, and the Dinos collect their first out. Now the defense is getting going a little bit more efficiently.
So we got one down. Runner remains on second. We go to the top of the lineup for the Hawks. Preston Matson walked in the first, hit by a pitch, and scored a run in the third inning.
He's reached base every time, just not in ways that you normally associate with the sport.
Outside and a ball and a 1-0 count.
Jumping ahead again. He's very patient in the box. Has more walks than he has strikeouts this year. He shows a lot of discipline.
Pretty good size lead at second once again. Beal looks back. Throws the pitch. Shot down the third base line, fielded by Falk. The throw to first in time for the out. The throw back to third, not in time, so the runner advances, but the out at first, and a nice play by Falk.
A gutsy run by Oldroyd, initially retreating back to second base, being scared off by Falk before making the throw to first base. Once the ball reaches the glove of Maddox Wilson, he takes off for third. Throw nearly gets caught by the throw, but makes it to third safely.
So Bailey up to bat. Runner on third with 2 down. Struck out in the first, singled in the third. High fly ball down the third base line. Foul and a strike, 0-1 the count. So he singled in the third, so he's 1 for 2.
1 for 2 on the day and a chance to notch an RBI, but you can't go for the sacrifice fly here with 2 outs. You need to put something into play if you want to bring this runner home.
So runner on third. 0-1 count, 2 down. Pitch to Bailey. Here's a shot. Nice play by the shortstop by the Dinos. Bazzoni to make the catch. And that's how the top of the 4th inning ends, with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's 1-0 North Sanpete.
Hey, it's Bill Hicks, owner of Farlenos. I've got some exciting news. Spring hours are here. Monday through Thursday, we'll be here from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And on Fridays and Saturdays, we're open until 9 p.m. And for those lazy Sundays, we'll be serving up your favorites from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Whether you're grabbing a quick bite or enjoying a relaxing meal, Farlenos is a place where the locals eat. And we can't wait to see you more often. Come on down and let us treat you to something special.
At A Perfect Smile, they specialize in transforming your smile with precision and care. From porcelain veneers and dental implants to orthodontics, crowns, and bridges, their expertise covers every aspect of general and cosmetic dentistry. Dr. Jackson and his team are here to address even the most challenging dental concerns, helping you achieve a smile you'll love. Ready for a smile makeover? Call A Perfect Smile today, 637-2100, to schedule an appointment.
Now, back to the action. The high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Mike Vigil will get us started for the Carbon Dinos. Struck out in inning number 1, 0 for 1 on the day. As we take a look at the line so far for North Sanpete. They lead 1-0, but when you look at the line, they have 1 run on 4 hits, 1 error, and they have left 7 on base.
Yeah, and that just can't do it if you want to try and win a ball game. Right now they're holding on, but the defense could slip at any moment, and that 7-runner stranded stat could look very eerie for the Hawks.
Smith on the mound once again. The first pitch is a ball in the 1-0 to Vigil. Vigil fouls it away in a 1-1 count.
And Vigil trying to do himself some favors at the plate as he looks for a win in Game 1 of the Super Regional.
Swing and a miss and a 1-2 count.
Jumping ahead early. You got to give a lot of credit to Smith. He's been absolutely on point today.
So 1-2 count. Pitch number 52 for Smith. And strike number 3, and he watches it. Is that strike 3?
It should be strike 3. We had the first called strike, the swing and a miss, and now
it's 2-2.
2-2.
So a 2-2 count. Pitch is inside and a full count, so a 3-2.
Loading it back up. A good battle back effort by Vigil at the plate.
Fly ball, that's going to land. Base hit right between left center. It goes right to the fence, rounding for a double and a stand-up for the Dinos, and they have the leadoff batter in scoring position with a big double by Vigil, and Maddox Wilson up to bat for the Dinos. He struck out in inning number 1, 0 for 1 on the day.
And Vigil has a lot of power behind his swing. 2 home runs on the year for the Dinos, one of them coming courtesy of Mike Vigil. He also had, coming along with that, has 2 doubles, rank that 4 with that hit.
So he comes off. We have a pinch runner for the Carbon Dinos. So he'll take over at second base. I believe it's Withers, but I'm not quite sure. I can't see the number. We'll let you know when we find out. The pitch, high in a ball, and a 1-0 count, and it is.
Yeah, my eyesight was failing me too there for a second. The numbers on the front of the jersey so small, but on the back, once you see it, it's like a landing beacon.
Yeah. Withers takes a decent lead on second. The pitch is inside and a ball, 2-0.
And a good job by Wilson jumping back on that one, not taking the bait.
So we got a 2-0 count. Looks back at second. Fouled out of play and a 2-1 count.
Wilson leads the team in batting average, 322 hitter on the year. He's got a lot of consistency as he enters the batter's box.
2-1 count. Decent lead on second for Withers. He looks back. The pitch is inside a ball, 3-1. I'll tell you what, when you get that leadoff batter on base, causes stress for the pitcher.
It does wonders for you. We see it at USU Eastern, and we see it here on the high school level.
Yep.
And a true hitter's count for Wilson.
Smith looks back, fouled out of play, and a full count, 3-2.
And anything he felt comfortable with, he was going to be able to take a swing at there. Now it's a true battle.
Three-two count. Looks back. Second. Pitch is outside and a walk. So the first two batters that walk up to the plate touch first base for the Carbon Dinos. Runners on first and second with a walk. And Logan Madrigal up to bat. He struck out in the second inning. So he's 0 for 1 on the day for the Dinos with nobody down. Runners on first and second, trailing 1-0, bottom of the fourth.
And the Dinos starting to find their stride offensively now. It took them a few innings, but now they're starting to put together a pretty good inning. And it all started with V-Hill hitting that double to open the game. Now Maddox Wilson walks to first. Now runners knocking to help the Dinos try and reclaim this lead in the bottom of the fourth.
Smith now pitching 61. This will be the 61 pitch for him, the windup and the pitch. And a shot down the first baseline. If it stays fair, and it goes foul.
Inches.
That stays fair, and we have some runs brought in for the Dinos, but it just goes foul down the first baseline, deep into right field, so no 1 count.
And that just feet away from Landon Fair. Looks like it was about 2 feet from that pole. Devastating because, like you said, that lands fair. Probably 2 are scoring for Carbon.
We have 0-1 count. The pitch and the strike and an 0-2 count.
Now you got to battle back into this one. And with Madrigal at the plate, he has a good opportunity to show some patience, but he has 22 strikeouts on the year to only 7 walks. He's probably going to try and go down swinging on this one.
Logan's doing a good job behind the plate as well, playing catcher, as you've said, throughout the day. And the pitch is outside and a ball and a 1-2 count.
And a good job watching that one go by, not biting on anything that North Sanpete's throwing.
1-0, North Sanpete with the lead. The Dinos with runners on first and second and nobody down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and a 1-2 count remains. As actually, he fouled the ball away. It wasn't a miss, so a 1-2 count.
And makes just enough contact to keep himself alive this at bat. But refusing to go down, Madrigal wants to bring someone home.
So 1-2 count, looks back at second. Timeout.
It's a real chess match happening down there on the field. They don't want anything. No, North Sanpete doesn't want this game to be tied up. Carbon
shot to second, covered there. Out number 1, double play ball, and they've advanced the runner to third. But a nice play by the defense for North Sanpete.
Now Carbon has a runner at third base, but with the double play, you don't have a sacrifice fly as an option anymore. You want to put something in play as Childs, the man who can most likely do it, steps to the plate. 304 hitter on the year, has 12 RBIs, looking to make a lucky number 13.
Yep, 0 for 1 on the day, struck out in the second. So runner on third for the Carbon Dinos, but 2 down after the double play. First pitch is outside and a ball and a 1-0 count.
And you can hear there's a lot of velocity going down there. You can hear the snap of the catcher's glove all the way from up here in the booth.
A 1 count. Fouled out of play and a 1-1 count. 2 down for the Carbon Dinos, runner on third, trying to tie this game up.
And it feels important for North Sanpete right now to not let anything past home plate. Costello has done a good job all game in blocking those balls from flying to the backstop, but he needs to keep up that streak now, lest the Dinos try and steal home.
So we got a 1-1 count with 2 down, and the pitch inside and the ball, 2-1.
Jumping ahead in the count now, Childs staying patient in the box, waiting for his opportunity.
2-1 count. 1-0 North Sanpete, bottom of the fourth for the Dinos. Runner on third. The pitch, swing and a miss, and a 2-2 count.
Evens it back up with the swing and a miss. Smith staying composed. He's found himself in a few sticky situations throughout the game, but he's maintained his composure. For being only a sophomore, he's showing a lot of patience.
Swing and a miss for strikeout number 7 in the ball game. The Dinos leave a runner stranded on third with no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the top of the 5th inning, 1-0 North Sanpete.
Step up to the plate with Eastern Utah Community Credit Union. Just like baseball, managing finances is all about making smart plays. Whether you're aiming for a home run with a new home loan or stealing second with unbeatable auto loan rates, our team is here to coach you through every financial inning. Slide into our branch today and let's hit a financial grand slam together. Eastern Utah Community Credit Union, where everyone gets VIP treatment.
Membership and eligibility required. NCUA insured. Loans approved on credit. Equal housing lender.
When you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, then buy from your friends so you can depend on. Hi, this is Oscar Martinez, sales manager at Blue Diamond GM. I was raised here and this is my home. Blue Diamond GM is your hometown dealership with parts, sales, and service. We can take care of your vehicle no matter what part of the journey you're on. Come in today and check out our new and used vehicles. We pride ourselves in taking care of you because you are friends and family for a lifetime.
It's the high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
We come to the top of the 5th inning. Hudson Smith will get us started. Grounded out the shortstop in inning number 1, hit into a double play in inning number 3, so he's 0 for 2 on the day. He steps up in the top of the 5th inning with a 1-0 lead for North Sanpete. Vigil on the mound still for the Carbon Dinos as he pitches number 67. First pitch is a ball and a 1-0 count.
And I got scores coming by way of Salt Lake Community College and Utah State University Eastern.
Fouled out of play for a 1-1 count.
As today, the Bruins were able to defeat the Eagles 9-8. 2 crucial doubles late in the game led Salt Lake Community College to the victory. A 2-run 9th inning, and they scored to tie the game up, and then 1 run scored in the bottom of the 10th.
Fly ball to center field. That's deep, but there to cover it for the Dinos. He dropped it. Running first, going to second, and he'll reach second. On the air, center field by Bennett, possibly the son. But a runner on second. Once again, another leadoff batter is on base for North Sanpete.
And again, the errors coming back to bite the Dinos. That's their 60th of the year. National average at this point of the season is 38. So the Dinos climbing up there in terms of errors, and that's a problem that's plagued them all year. They were able to clean it up a little bit after the midseason mark, but it still is a consistent problem for them.
Costello up the bat, walked in the first, reached on an error in the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss and an 0-1 count. Going back to that score, USU Eastern, they 9 times, but every single game has been close. So that series is not over yet. It's best of 3, so they'll play again tomorrow.
Yeah, that they will. Salt Lake's had 6 doubles in that game.
Shot up the middle, fielded by the shortstop. Throw over to first in time for the out for the Carbon Dinos. Nice play by Bozzoni to make the play. Out number 1, runner on third.
Bozzoni's been spot on in the field today. He had that snag to end the last inning as it came soaring his way on the line drive. But now a runner on third base with only 1 out. Pop fly, or I guess correct term, sacrifice fly is in play.
Wyatt Williams up, flew out to right field for the out and singled in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Batting .500. 1 down, runner on third. Small lead over on third. Base hit. It's going to drop, and 1 run scores for North Sanpete. Goes right over second baseman, right in that hole out between second and the center fielder, and a single for Williams, and 1 run scores.
And right there in no man's land, that's where we've seen a lot of damage done to the Dinos throughout the season, because it's a near impossibility to cover perfectly. It's one of those sacrifices in baseball where you can't cover everything at the same time.
So the junior Olsen will come up to the plate, playing third base, struck out in the 2nd, walked in the 3rd. So runner on first with 1 down for the Hawks and a 2-0 lead. Top of the 6th. Thiel has gone the whole way for the Carbon Dinos. First pitch. Throw to second on the steal, and he'll get there. So runner in scoring position for North Sanpete.
And ball nearly reaches the glove of Rich Butler as he goes for the tag, but bounces out and falls harmlessly to the ground. Runner reaches second for North Sanpete.
Both pitchers doing a great job in this game. We got a low-scoring 2-0 game in the top of the sixth.
They are. It's a very exciting game.
1-0 count with one down. Decent lead on second. Pitches a ball and a 2-0 count.
Jumping ahead early is Olson, hitting 182 on the year.
One out, one run scored in this inning so far for North Sanpete to take the 2-0 lead. 2-0 count. Pitch number 75 for Vigil, and it's low and a ball and a 3-0 count.
Jumping ahead, he has a chance to reach base with minimal effort. Doesn't have to swing if it's outside of the zone, and if it's something he feels pretty good about, he can take a chance.
Yep. Base hit most likely could score a run for North Sanpete, and the pitch is high and a ball and a walk.
And he gets the nice, easy jog to first. A lot less stressful than if you're to hit a drive and you're trying to beat a throw.
So that's the third walk that Vigil has allowed here in the game. So runners now on first and second with one out. Osborne up, singled in the second, flew out to second in the third inning. 1 for 2, fly ball, center field played perfectly by Bennett to make the out, and the runners will stay. Nice throw to third base, gets past, is he going to come? No, he'll stay. So runners stay at first and second with 2 down. So the fly out to center field to Bennett. For out number 2, Oldroyd will be up to bat. Sacrifice bunt in the second, singled in the fourth.
Now, 2-run RBIs are what tend to break teams in baseball, so you want to hold them scoreless here.
2 down, runners on first and second. First pitch is a ball and a 1-0 count.
Down low in the zone, trying to get ahead, but can't find the zone.
1-0, 2 down. Vigil looks back at second once again. Pitch is a ball and a 2-0 count. So he falls behind, does Vigil to the batter. 2-0 count. A walk here, loads bases.
And the only
Guidos will be up to bat for North Sanpete up next. He's on deck. The pitch by Vigil for the strike and an 0-1 count. He needed that strike there, and he got it.
He did. He needed some.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
He needed something to get his rhythm going again. He found himself in a bit of a struggle here in the top of the fifth, but able to put something together, regain some composure.
2-1 count. 2 down. Vigil looks back at second. Pitch is high in a ball and a 3-1 count.
Jumping ahead, him one more, and the bases get walked loaded. The only thing worse than that is walking with the bases loaded. And right now, that's looking like a real possibility.
This is a huge pitch in this game with runners on first and second and 2 down. And he got him with the strike, and we have a full count, 3-2 as he watched it go by. Another huge pitch here.
And that's what you got to love about the senior leadership of Vigil. He's not one to overreact. He stays calm in situations where most might fold, but he stays calm, able to battle back and force the full count.
Another huge pitch, and he steps out of the box. Oldroyd will get back into the box with the 3-2 count and 2 down.
Trying to play mind games with Vigil up on the mound.
Big pitch here for Vigil. Looks back at second. Throws to second. Runner gets back safely.
And it does a good job of holding Swap at second with the attempted pickoff, but if you're down as you wish, he could have been able to turn that and end the inning.
Medium-sized lead at second. Throws back again. He gets back.
We saw Oldroyd trying to play mind games by stepping out of the box right before the pitch was thrown with the count loaded. Now Vigil has got his back with 2 consecutive pickoff attempts.
The leadoffs on second have been huge, so Vigil trying to keep him close. The pitch Fly ball is going to go out of play down the third baseline, and that it does. So the count remains 3-2.
Yeah, that one felt, as soon as it left the bat, it was going foul. It was only a matter of if it was going to be a catchable ball for the Dinos out along the third baseline. The answer, unfortunately, was no.
Runners go back to first and second. Full count, 3-2, 2 down. 2-0 North Sanpete, top of the sixth inning. Vigil looks back at second. Pitches a ball, and we have bases loaded.
And the battle comes to an end there with the walk. And it looks like we're having a mound visit infield conference starting to head to the mound. Timeout called. Manager Rob Smith heads that direction. Could we potentially see a pitching change?
So it is 2-0. Bases loaded with 2 down. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, more right here from Carbon High School. It's the game of the week on KOAL.
Is it time to trade in the old and get something new? If you've been driving by the dealerships, scoping out the selection, and you're not seeing what you want, Auto Farm Price Ford is here to help. Hi, I'm Justin Kennedy, sales manager here at Auto Farm Price Ford. Stop by today and let us pre-order your dream vehicle. You can choose every bell and whistle straight from the factory. Best of all, when your vehicle's done, it will be delivered right to the dealership, so stop by to Auto Farm Price Ford, 811 Westwood Boulevard. Let us order your dream vehicle today.
This is Dave
and Ryan
from Dave and Ryan's Movie Review.
Experience movies the way God intended them to be seen.
On the big screen. At the King Cole Theaters.
And action. Whether it's stunning action,
heart-stopping horror,
tender romance,
gut-busting comedy,
or wholesome family flicks,
movies are always better on the big screen.
Connect on Facebook for instant access to showtimes and the latest blockbusters.
With showings 7 nights a week and matinees on weekends, you can immerse yourself in the magic of movies at the King Cole Theaters.
I'm here with Dr. Callie at Castle Valley Orthodontics to talk about common questions regarding braces. Dr. Callie, am I too old for braces?
No, never. We have quite a few adult patients that come into our office to seek orthodontic treatment, whether for the first time or to fix things that might have gotten back to being crooked from not wearing retainers. So age is not a problem. As long as the teeth and gums are healthy, we can do braces. Give us a call today. Castle Valley Orthodontics, 637-2222, and we will schedule you for a free consultation.
Welcome back to the game of the week here on KOAL, and Paxton Falk will be the new pitcher for the Carbon Dinos.
Yeah, and looking at Falk this season, he's been one of the reliable closers for the Dinos. A 5.79 ERA through 11 appearances, but through 32 innings pitched, he's come away with a tied for team high 33 strikeouts. So he's someone who can really lay that ball in the zone. When he's on, but the only thing you got to look out for is he's given up 3 home runs this season.
So he comes in the game with bases loaded and 2 down. It's a 2-0 North Sanpete game, top of the 6th inning. Guido's up to bat. Grounded out, flew out, 0 for 2 in the game. Falk's pitch for the strike and an 0-1 count.
And we got scores coming out of the Spanish Fork Softball Complex. Lady Dinos playing in the single elimination bracket against Providence Hall. Found themselves losing, unfortunately, 6-4 to close their season to the Patriots. But a great year by the Lady Dinos.
Pitch by Falk. Bouncer to second. Touches second base to save the inning for only 1 run scored by North Sanpete. They leave bases loaded once again.
And Ridge making defensive moves there, able to snag it up. Jackson Mazzoni scooping that one up, tagging second, and ending the inning for the Dinos. That's what they needed to do to get themselves out of that jam. They executed perfectly to end that inning.
So they score 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and they leave 3 on base as we go to the bottom of the inning. It is a 2-0 North Sanpete lead.
It's fun! It's our favorite place.
Strike up family fun for everyone. Gateway Lanes. Families that play together stay together. And Gateway Lanes is your center for fun, cold beer, snacks, and great food. So let Gateway Lanes do the cooking with open and league bowling year-round and Club Bowl Thursday night, 9 till 11:30, with unlimited bowling including shoes. Since 1989, Helper's Hometown Bowling Center, Gateway Lanes, South Main Street in Historic Helper, and bowlhelper.com. Let's roll.
It's time you started working close to home. GMS Mine Repair and Maintenance is looking for experienced miners, mechanics, electricians, and surveyors to fill local jobs. Stop traveling every week and let GMS Mine Repair and Maintenance find you a job closer to home and your family. No more leaving your family every week traveling to a work site. There are good paying jobs right here close to home, and GMS Mine Repair and Maintenance can help you get started today. Email your resume to kbarker@gmsminerepair.com. Your new job close to home is waiting for you.
So Hudson Smith back on the mound, and the first pitch fouled away.
Up on the plate
0-1
for the Dinos is going to be Tyrus Madsen, 209 hitter on the year with 14 hits and 5 RPIs.
2-0. 10 runners have been left on base for North Sanpete.
That's been their biggest plague. It may be up to, but it feels like it should be so much more based on how their offense has been going, but they just couldn't bring those runners home in any of these innings.
Grounder, bouncer to third, covered there, throw to first in time for the out, and a nice play over there by Olson for North Sanpete to get out number 1.
Yeah, reads it beautifully as it bounces along the third base line. Flirton going foul. He is able to scoop it up off the bounce, make the easy throw to first to Williams, and get the out.
Falk up to bat, struck out in the second inning, 0-for-1 on the day.
186 hitter on the season, though, for Falk with 8 hits and 7 RBIs.
First pitch is a strike and an 0-1 count, just 1 hit so far for the Dinos.
And even with the pitch count getting up there for Smith, up to 74, he's looking calm and composed still.
Pitch. Fly ball, that's deep into left field, and it is gone, and it's a 2-1 game.
And, you choose sometimes you get to choose when you hit that first home run of the year. Why not do it in the Super Regional? Down to the Dinos. Getting on the board for the first time in this game, Paxton Falk with the moon shot out over the left field wall. What a hit by Falk, the junior.
Probably heard that crack when he made contact. That was solid, goes over the left field fence, and it's a 2-1 game.
It was one of those ones where just by the sound of the ball going off the bat, you could tell that it was heading out of the park.
So it's a 2-1 score with 1 down. We'll have a new batter for the Carbon Dinos. Will be Ricky Sandoval. The sophomore will be stepping up to the plate.
And looking at the statistics on the year, this is going to be Sandoval's first varsity plate appearance for the Dinos.
We got a 1 down. First pitch is a strike and an 0-1 count.
And Smith just looking strong as ever up there.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. One down. Did he go around? No, he did not, so it's a 1-2 count.
And a good check swing by Sandoval, trying to keep this at-bat alive.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch is a ball and a 2-2 count.
Evens it back up. Sandoval battling back into this one.
There is the pitch and a ball and a 3-2 count.
And Smith not happy about that call at all. Up on the mound, he shrugged his shoulder at the umpire. The sophomore with a little sass up on the hill. Pitch count currently lies. He's required 2 days of rest. Up on
and
the
pitch
mound.
is a ball and a walk.
And Sandoval looked a little confused there, thought it was a strike. Up on the mound, Smith thought it was a strike, but instead he reaches first base with only 1 out. But he's required to rest 2 days from throwing pitches, so we're not going to be seeing him the rest of this series. So I'm pretty confident that North Sanpete is going to try and ride that arm out as long as they can.
Pinch runner coming in for the Carbon Dinos. Marcus Vigil will run, and up at the plate will be Ridge Butler. Walked in the first, grounded out in the third. So the Dinos trying to get back in this game. It's 2-1 on the home run by Falk, and now we have a runner on first with one down. The first pitch fouled out of play and a 0-1 count.
And you can tell that home run by Falk did wonders for their confidence because they're swinging now with a lot of swagger to it. And then they're even just in the batter's box. It looks like a completely different team, a lot more composed than what we were seeing through the first half of this game.
Pitch is a ball and a 1-1 count.
1-1 trying to stay alive now.
Smith looks over at first, one down. And the strike and a 1-2 count. Got the corner, 1-2.
Did that right outside corner. That's something that pitchers have struggled with this game, trying to find that upper end of the zone. But it looks like Smith finally is finding his stride in that area.
Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Out number 2.
And you can tell Ridge is a little frustrated by that one. Tried to check it at the last second, but broke that plane as it turned into more of a golf swing for out number 2 this inning.
Strikeout number 8. Fouled away and an 0-1 count for Bennett.
You know, regardless of how this game ends out, barring an absolute collapse, you got to give a lot of credit to Smith. He's thrown an absolutely beautiful game. Like you said, 8 strikeouts so far.
For the Dinos with 2 down. Grounder goes to second. They'll make the to the shortstop. They'll make the play at second. A nice play by Guidos for the out, and that will end the inning. But not before the Dinos do score 1 run on the 1 hit.
Yeah, Guidos with a routine play, just a nice little underhand shovel to Madsen to end the inning. But that home run feels like it was a momentum changer for Carbon, able to finally get on the board courtesy of Paxton Falk as he sent it soaring over the left field wall. Now he's trying to do himself some favors up on the mound.
So we go to the top of the 6th. It's 2-1 North Sanpete.
JN Auto says it's time to get in the auto buying game. JN Auto is a game changer when you're looking for a new vehicle, but don't want to pay the new vehicle price. By making JN Auto a part of your team, you can count on finding quality, gently used vehicles with manufacturer warranties and unbeatable prices. You just found the secret to finding the perfect vehicle. It's JN Auto. Check out their huge inventory at jnautosales.com. JN Auto in Huntington and Price.
Imagine a smooth, hassle-free journey to the front door of your new home with the Driggs Mortgage Team guiding you every step of the way. Hi, this is Greg Driggs. Our seasoned experts understand the ins and outs of home financing and refinancing. Come visit us at our new permanent address, 8 East Main in Price, where we plan to be a staple for years to come. Start your journey today. Call 801-427-3577. The Driggs Mortgage Team, NMLS number 272076, Equal Housing Opportunity. Driggs Mortgage Team is a DBA of Premier Mortgage Resources, LLC, NMLS 1169.
Now, back to the action. The high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Top of the 6th inning is a 2-1 North Sanpete lead as we go to the top of the lineup for the Hawks. Preston Madsen up to bat, walked, hit by a pitch, grounded to third. So here we go. Falk, the pitcher for the Carbon Dinos. Paxton's pitch, grounder to second, fielded there, throw to first in time for out number 1.
Get throw out at third base all the way to Maddox Wilson at first.
So
great play by Vigil.
Yeah, Vigil. Basically, Vigil and Paxton switch places.
And I have a score coming out of the Emory game. They're down right now 0-8 going into the bottom of the 7th inning to the Templars.
First pitch is a ball and a 1-0 count with 1 down, nobody on for North Sanpete. They lead 2-1. Top of the 6th inning.
Trying to halt any runs coming through for North Sanpete. You don't want to give them any more breathing room.
Fly ball down the third base line will go out of play. And the strike for a 1-1 count.
You know, the fun thing about these lower classification schools in baseball is that everyone plays a little bit of everything. You're not going to see one true dedicated pitcher unless you're talking about a true prodigy. but looking around, everyone's willing to chip in where they're needed.
Pitches a ball and a 2-1 count to Bailey.
Jumping ahead, Bailey, a 280 hitter on the year, 10 RBIs to his name.
1 for 3 today. Singled in the third, struck out in the first, flew out to shortstop in the fourth inning. The pitch is a strike and a 2-2 count.
Evens it back up on the mound. Falk, despite falling behind, jumps ahead.
Dinos playing Bailey straight up. Everybody right in traditional positions, and the pitch is a ball, and we get a full count, 3-2.
Excuse me, there was a typo on that initial Emory score. They're up 8-0 over Manti in that 12-5 matchup.
Pitch and the walk. Bailey will go to first.
Good patience by Bailey in the box, not taking the bait on any of those off-speed pitches or any of those breaking balls. He was able to maintain composure and is rewarded with a trip to first base as a result.
So runner on first, Hudson Smith. Reached on an error. His last at-bat. Runner on first, and the pitch is outside and a ball and a 1-0 count.
Jumping ahead in the count early. That's been what Smith has done best today. Now trying to buy himself a little bit of a favor at the plate. Hopefully bringing in a run, helping his case for the win on the mound.
So 1-0 count with one down. Pitches outside and a ball and a 2-0 count.
Staying patient. He's not taking the bait on any of these pitches that are flirting with the zone, but not falling inside.
Once again, a best of 3, 2 games tomorrow. The winner of this series goes on to Utah Valley next week to play. The runner goes to throw to second, not in time, and the stolen base puts a runner in scoring position for North Sanpete with one down.
And third stolen base on the day for North Sanpete. They've done a good job staying aggressive on those base running, but they've also done it in a smart way where they're never really in danger of being picked off. And Emory has concluded their game with the 8-0 victory. They'll move on tomorrow to Game 2 of their Super Regional Series against Manti.
So it's 3-0 count with one down. Look back at second. Falk's pitch for the strike and a 3-1.
Strike one, battling back into the south. That's what I like about Dino Sports. Across the board, there's no quit in these guys. Even if they're facing adversity, they're staying dedicated to the cause. You rarely see a shirk in body language, too. They stand tall, and it's a big credit to the coaching and community support around them.
Decent lead on second. Fly ball goes to right center field. It'll be covered there by the Dinos for out number 2. The runner advances to third. So runner on third now with 2 down, and a nice play out by Bennett in center field to make the catch.
And that throw by Bennett had me believing for a second that they were going to be able to get the runner tagging up at second, making his way for third. Just a few seconds short of being able to make that play, but 2 outs now, and North Sanpete looking to break that disturbing trend of leaving runners stranded in the innings.
Aaron Costello up to bat, walked in the first, reached on an error in the third, grounded to shortstop in the fifth. Runner on third takes a good-sized lead. The pitch by Falk is a ball and a 1-0 count.
We talked about this at the beginning of the game. Costello is the guy you want in that cleanup spot. A 410 hitter on the season with 25 hits and 28 RBIs, looking to make it 29 with a swing here. Another thing about him is he has more walks than he has strikeouts. 19-5 ratio on that.
And strike by Falk, the right-handed pitcher, facing the left-handed batter with a 1-1 count and 2 down. Runner on third, 2-1 North Sanpete, top of 6. Game of the week here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Falk's pitch is outside the ball and a 2-1 count.
2-1. Falk has been finding himself getting a little bit behind, but what makes him stand out as a pitcher is when he has batters hit off of him. Typically, it's either a routine pop fly or an easy grounder to shortstop second base.
Strike and a 2-2 count as Costello watches it go by. So a 2-2 count with 2 down.
battling back into this at-bat to even up the count. One strike away from ending this inning.
And he got him with the strikeout, and another base runner stranded for North Sanpete. No runs, no hits, no errors. One left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-1 North Sanpete. The Dinos up next.
We still believe in innocent until proven guilty. Oliver Law is committed to making sure your rights are protected and seek for the best possible outcome for your criminal case. We've helped countless clients get through their legal troubles. So if you or a loved one feel that you have no one to turn to, you do. Oliver Law in Price. Everyone deserves a great defense attorney. 435-637-6060 or go to robertoliverlegal.com to request a free consultation. Robert Oliver, passionate about defending the underdog.
Keeping your car in proper running order takes time and effort to maximize the life and performance of your vehicle. Your vehicle is a necessity to your daily life. Complete Auto Repair Service, or CARS, in Wellington understands a vehicle working properly is a vehicle without worry. From the little things like headlights and wipers to regular maintenance or even bigger problems. Take a skilled hometown mechanic at CARS in Wellington. You can put your full confidence in their team and they'll get you back on the road in no time.
You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Take a look at the line for the Hawks. They've scored 2 runs on 5 hits. They've left 11 on base and 2 Dino errors.
And if anything, if the Hawks lose this game, if any stat you're going to be looking at, it's that 11 runners left on base. Anytime that number gets anywhere near double digits, you start getting a little worried. But when it enters double digits, that's when sometimes you hit that red panic button. But their defense has done a good job today keeping this game in check.
Dinos 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and they've left 4 on base, and the pitch is fouled away. And a 0-1 count. Up the bat, Mike Feehill struck out in the first, doubled in the fourth, 1 for 2 on the day.
Yeah, he's the one who got this rally going. He was really the one who got the offensive moving for Carbon, trying to get himself the win back in the win column too as a pitcher if he's able to get on base and get the offense going again for Carbon.
And pitch is a strike and an 0-2 count for Hudson Smith, back on the mound again in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Hits that outside bottom corner of the zone, beautifully painted by Smith.
Fouled down the first baseline, out of play, and an 0-2 count remains for the Dinos, down 2-1.
Feehill, 241 hitter this season with 9 RBIs and 13 hits.
Swing and a miss and a strikeout. That is strikeout number 9 for Hudson Smith. And up the bat will be Maddox Wilson.
He's flirting with double digits now up on the mound. He's put on a gem of a performance today. Only run coming courtesy of that Paxton Falk home run last inning.
Maddox struck out in the first, walked in the fourth. Foul out of play, a 1-1 count with 1 down. Bottom of the 6th inning and a 2-1 North Sanpete lead.
The Dinos haven't necessarily struggled with making contact with the ball. The problem is keeping it fair. That's where they've really found themselves with a host of problems.
Dinos with only 2 hits, a double and a home run.
That was a good throw by assistant manager Chad Costello, catching that fly ball that foul ball as it comes back into play, throwing it up to the mound. Good arm on coach.
Smith's pitch, strike and an 0-2 count.
Freezes Wilson with that one. He's got a plethora of pitches he relies on, but his most consistent today has been that fastball, especially when he gets ahead in the count.
Pitch once again on a ball and a 1-2 count.
1-2, up to 94 pitches on the day for Smith. He's starting to get up there. That arm might be getting a little weary, but if you're North Sanpete, you don't want to burn another arm right now.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 10 for Hudson Smith.
He has 15 more pitches he can throw before he reaches that pitch count. Now, if he reaches that in the middle of an at-bat, he is allowed to finish facing that batter. But after that, North Sanpete wants to finish next inning as quickly as possible because you don't have to have a day rest if you throw up to 35 pitches.
First pitch for a ball and a 1-0 count.
High and out of the zone on that one as he faces Madrigal in the box.
Struck out in the second, into a double play in the fourth inning. There's a shot to the shortstop. It gets past him, and reaching first for the Dinos is Madrigal, and he'll maybe get something going for the Dinos.
And Guidos with the E6. Looked like he was going to field it cleanly, but bounces off the corner of his glove. Can't grab a hold of it before the Dinos reach base. Madrigal, like you said, looking to get something going for the Dinos.
He reaches on the air, and Cannon Childs up to bat. Struck out in the second, struck out in the fourth.
And sophomore Caden Sandoval enters the game as a pinch runner for the Dinos.
Ahead of me there.
That's a rarity. You know, typically you get the jump on me.
So we have 2 down, runner on first for the Carbon Dinos. Pitches a ball and a 1-0 count.
Trying to find that high outside corner of the zone. That's been the one area he really hasn't been able to hit. No pitcher has really been able to get to the top of the zone consistently today.
Matson on deck for the Carbon Dinos. Runner on first, 2 down, 1-0 count. 2-1 in favor of the Hawks. Bottom of the 6th. Looks over at first. Pitches a strike and a 1-1 count. Childs watches that strike go by, so a 1-1 count.
1-1. The Dinos with 2 outs need to get something going here. It's starting to feel like it's do or die time.
Low for a ball, 2-1.
And good reflexes by Costello almost immediately as that ball hits the dirt and make the throw to second. Luckily, the Dinos, under good management, they know they're not going to be taking their chances on something like that.
Smith looks over at first, fouled out of play. 2-2 count. That goes down the first baseline, out into, I guess you could say, the parking lot there.
It nearly grazed a car on that one. Luckily, no car alarm goes off, so we know nothing got broken.
2 outs.
And Smith reaching triple digits.
Swing and a miss for strikeout number 11.
He's fired up after that one, pounds his chest like King Kong, gives the salute as he walks back to the dugout. 102 pitches now on the game. He can throw 13 more. Question is, will North Sanpete try and put him back in for one more inning? Are they going to try a new arm here and hope the Dinos can't get anything going?
No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on base as we go to the where are we at? Lost that count. Top of the 7th. It's going by so fast.
It is. It's flying by.
We go to the top of the 7th inning, and it's 2-1. Thank you.
I got you.
Yes, you do. Low-scoring game, 2-1.
Falk staying on the mound for the Dinos, looking to keep his composure, not allow any more runs to bleed through. I think if Carbon can keep this inning scoreless, and they have a real shot in the bottom of the 7th. You want to keep it as close as you can. You don't want to be trying to battle back from extreme effort, but we've seen efforts today from across the state, one unfortunately impacting the Dinos in the state softball tournament. Providence Hall storming back, scoring 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th there to eliminate the Dinos from postseason play, but you never know what could happen. That's what you got to love about sports.
The Hawks have had success with the leadoff batter today, and it will be Wyatt Williams. He flew out to right field in the first, and then a couple of singles. So he's 2 for 3 on the day. Top of the 7th inning, 2-1 North Sanpete. Here we go.
And again, the problem hasn't been for the Hawks putting that ball in play. It's been the base running that's really got them. They've hit into a few double plays, a few easy routine throws to first, and that's what's kept them in check.
So the pitch by Falk. Low in a ball and a 1-0 count.
And it looked like it was going straight down the zone, but dropped last second out for ball number 1.
So 1-0 count. Paxton, pitch number 21. Swing and a miss. Well, actually, he fouled it away in a 1-1 count.
And catches the very tip of the bat and goes sailing into the backstop to even it up.
We like these kind of games. We say all along, we're getting what we like here is a bouncer to the shortstop. Throw to first in time for out number 1.
Good snag by Bozzoni out in shortstop, making the throw to Maddox Wilson at first. getting out number one, making things a little more manageable again for the Dinos. They can look to continue this defensive excellence.
Olson up to bat. Olson struck out in the second and then a couple of walks. So he has a good eye. He can definitely watch the pitches go by and get first base on a walk. So one down for North Sanpete here in the top of the seventh, and pitch by Falk is a strike and an 0-1 count.
And he absolutely freezes Olson on that one. A great throw by Falk.
0-1 count, one down, pitch. 1-1 as it goes in the dirt. So a 1-1 count with one down.
And we'll have to deal with the runner at first on you. You don't need to make as quick of a reaction on it.
Pitch number 24. He adjusts those, so this will be 25. The windup and the pitch by Falk for the strike and a 1-2 count.
Jumping ahead, looking to get out number two here and keep this inning scoreless.
1-2 count. 2-1 the score. Pitch, 2-2 count ball.
Evens it back up. He's bouncing back and forth between those strikes and balls, but he's maintaining his composure up on the mound. Counts even still, so he has a little leeway to work with.
Fouled out of play. Count remains 2-2.
And right back into the stands.
So we have a 2-2 count with one down. Pitch. Bouncer to second to Falk, and a beautiful play.
Posed like a figure skater
by Falk, so we have two down. First pitch is a strike and an 0-1 count with two down.
A good off-speed curve by Falk, catching Osborne off guard in the batter's box. He doesn't know what to do, so he opts to do nothing at all.
Osborne 1 for 3. There's a shot to the shortstop, Bazzoni. He'll throw to first, and it is in time for out number 3. As we go to the bottom of the seventh inning, and the Dinos have one run they need to make up.
And that's the turn of events you wanted defensively for Carbon. Manager Rob Smith fired up on the diamond right now. He wants to keep this going for Carbon. Don't want to fall behind in this series 1-0. You want to keep it as competitive as possible, and they did just that. Now it's up to the offense to come away with the win today.
3 up, 3 down in the top of the seventh. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the seventh inning, and it's 2-1. We'll keep it here, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the other games that have gone on around the state.
Like the Spartans did, and again, USU Eastern Falls today, 9-8 to Salt Lake Community College. We talked about it 9 times they've played, 8 times they've lost, but everyone has been one of those one-run heartbreakers. And Carbon softball season today, again, did come to an unfortunate end at the hands of the Providence Hall Patriots. A 4-run bottom of the seventh inning is what did it in for the Lady Dinos. But a good season to them for girls there. You got to love the spring sports in Carbon County. There's a lot of dedication here.
Nice updates there, Aiden. Thank you for those. Here it's 2-1 in the bottom of the seventh for North Sanpete. Coming in is Gage Robinson. He is a senior.
And looking at the stats, he has a 12 ERA, but through 8 appearances, he's come away with the victory. He has a 1-0 record up on the mound. Also on the season, 7 strikeouts, so a bit of an untested arm in the senior. 20 earned runs, 18 hits, 10 walks, giving up 1 home run through 70 batters faced. But all he has to do is bring the Hawks home today for the win.
Tyrus Madsen will bat for the Carbon Dinos. He walked in the second, grounded out to third in the 5th inning. So here we go, the bottom of the seventh, 2-1 North Sanpete with the lead. Game number 1. We play game number 2 tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
It looks like they've moved Smith to first base.
Robinson's pitch is a ball and a 1-0 count.
Low and out of the zone as he's facing Madsen.
2-1 lead. Bottom of the seventh for the Dinos, and a strike and a 1-1 count.
That one time he flirts right with the interior of the zone, able to find it for strike number 1. 1-1 count, evens it back up immediately.
Paxton Falk on deck for the Carbon Dinos. Foul down the third base line for a 1-2 count.
And Falk has to be feeling pretty good after that home run. His first of the season coming just when the Dinos needed it. Now he has a chance to play hero again.
It was a bomb.
I think they hit a house.
Robinson looks down at the ground and then winds up and pitches down the third base line. Caught in the air for the out. Nice play over there at third base by Olson to make the play.
You got to give him a lot of credit. That was a hard catch to make, but he does it with some style, pivoting off his left, rotating around to make the grab, getting out number one. But the Punisher himself, Paxton Falk, stepping to the plate, looking to send it again into the fields.
1 for 2, struck out, and then the home run and the one lone run for the Carbon Dinos. First pitch is a strike and an 0-1 count. One down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Dinos trail 2-1.
And he hits that outside right corner with the first throw of this at-bat.
Robinson, shot down the third baseline, just goes foul.
And Olson nearly making the Superman grab on the ball for out number 2. If you're a Dinos fan, you got to be glad he didn't. Breathing a sigh of relief right now. That was inches away from out number 2.
Yeah, I mean, if that stays fair, he probably catches that ball. So it's a good thing it went foul with an 0-2 count.
Sometimes you find yourself wishing that a ball would have stayed fair, but that's one of the times that you're glad it didn't.
Yeah, 0-2 count with one down. Pitches in the dirt and a 1-2 count.
Still ahead, looking for strike number 3 on this at-bat. He had a good off-speed to open the plate appearance against Falk, but he's been kind of relying on those fastballs since.
Pitches a ball and a 2-2 count for Robinson, who comes in for Hudson Smith, who recorded 11 strikeouts today.
He tried to hit him with the cutter on that one, just can't find the zone. 2-2 count.
Pitch, fly ball, center field. Played perfectly out there by Bailey for out number 2.
And when it started sorting off that bat, I had hope for home run number 2 on the day for Paxton, but Bailey had other ideas, tracks it beautifully in center field, able to pull it in for out number 2, and they're 1 out away now, Sonny, from coming away with the victory here in game number 1. These 8-9 matchups always provide a lot of fireworks, and this one coming down to the wire.
Vigil up to bat. First pitch. High and away in a ball. 1-0 the count to Marcus Vigil. 2 down for the Carbon Dinos. Bottom of the 7th, trailing 2-1, nobody on.
It's coming down to the wire. Marcus Vigil on the year, a 111 hitter.
Inside the ball, 2-0.
Does a good job maintaining patience, though, in the batter's box. He's not swinging at anything errant. He's struck out 5 times this year, has yet to walk.
Pitches a strike and a 2-1 count. Dinos need a base runner in the worst way here with 2 down in the bottom of the 7th.
That light curve is what's been doing him wonders up on the mound. Robinson is delivering.
Outside the ball, 3-1. So the Dinos have a chance here to get a base runner with 2 down in the bottom of the 7th.
Again, this will be the first walk of the year for Marcus Vigil.
On deck, Ridge Butler. Swing and a miss and a full count. 3-2 count with 2 down.
It was a hitter's count. If you felt confident about something, you were probably going to try and put it into play. Just couldn't make contact on that one. Now 1 strike away from ending this game.
Pitch. Foul to the backstop, and the count remains 3-2 with 2 down.
He'll swing it with a lot of confidence right now. He knows what he's capable of. He's trusting in himself. He wants to put this into play.
3-2 count, bottom of the 7th, 2-1 North Sanpete. Dinos at the plate. Pitch. High on a ball, and they get a base runner, the walk.
You'll take anything you can get right now. Now, a winning run represented at home plate.
Dinos stay alive. Ridge Butler comes to the plate, walked in the first inning, grounded out in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th.
And the senior looking for a spectacular moment to continue his high school career. Stakes aren't that high yet, but it feels like the team that wins game 1 here is going to be riding pretty high heading into game 2.
Robinson's pitch for the strike and an 0-1 count.
And again, that gentle curve he throws to open up these at-bats has been what's doing him the most favors as he throws pitch number 17 of the inning.
Looks over at first, over his shoulder, and the pitch is high and a ball and a 1-1 count.
That was one you knew was going to be called ball when Costello had to stand up to make the contact with his glove.
Logan Bennett on deck for the Carbon Dinos. Small lead on first. Fouled out of play. 1-2 the count.
And again, jumping ahead in the count does Robinson. Now he's looking to end this game.
1-2 count, 2 down, 2-1. North Sanpete with the lead. Dinos at the plate here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Runner on first. Robinson's pitch. Fly ball down the third base line as it go out of play. And it's caught to end the game as the foul ball's caught down the left field line. And with that, North Sanpete comes away with game number 1 with a 2-1 win.
And Hudson Smith really legging that one out. He had to sprint to try and catch that ball, but he does just that to end the game. Great defense today by North Sanpete, but they have something that you don't want to replicate heading into tomorrow's contest to try and come away with the sweep here, the amount of runners that they left on base.
So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on for the Dinos at the bottom of the 7th inning, and that's how this game ends today. It's 2-1. North Sanpete comes away with the win here at Carbon High School. We'll take a break, and when we come back, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union postgame show.
Step up to the plate with Eastern Utah Community Credit Union. Just like baseball, managing finances is all about making smart plays. Whether you're aiming for a home run with a new home loan or stealing second with unbeatable auto loan rates, our team is here to coach you through every financial inning. Slide into our branch today and let's hit a financial grand slam together. Eastern Utah Community Credit Union, where everyone gets VIP treatment.
Membership and eligibility required. NCUA insured. Loans approved on credit. Equal housing lender.
When you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, then buy from your friends so you can depend on. Hi, this is Oscar Martinez, sales manager at Blue Diamond GM. I was raised here and this is my home. Blue Diamond GM is your hometown dealership with parts, sales, and service. We can take care of your vehicle no matter what part of the journey you're on. Come in today and check out our new and used vehicles. We pride ourselves in taking care of you because you are friends and family for a lifetime.
We still believe in innocent until proven guilty. Oliver Law is committed to making sure your rights are protected and seek for the best possible outcome for your criminal case. We've helped countless clients get through their legal troubles. So if you or a loved one feel that you have no one to turn to, you do. Oliver Law in Price. Everyone deserves a great defense attorney. 435-637-6060. Or go to robertoliverlegal.com to request a free consultation. Robert Oliver, passionate about defend the underdog.
We're not going out on a limb when we say,
I want to go to Juniper.
Juniper Kitchen. Fantastic food, fun atmosphere. Known for their made-from-scratch pizzas, Juniper has the very best pastas, burgers, salads, wraps, hoagies, paninis, appetizers, loaded sodas, desserts, vegan and vegetarian options. Dine in for lunch or dinner, Tuesday through Friday, 11 till 8. Saturdays, noon till 8. Order online at juniperkitchenutah.com with DoorDash delivery. Stop beating around the bush for a great meal.
I want to go to Juniper.
Juniper Kitchen and Price.
At Price Pediatric Dental, they help patients stay in excellent oral health. With a focus on preventative care, Dr. Markham, Dr. Lund, and Dr. Bod will take the time to get to know each of their patients and create a plan for lifelong oral health. Proper dental care in children's teeth will set the groundwork for a healthy set of permanent adult teeth in the future. They recommend that you visit your dental office for a cleaning twice a year, keeping your child's mouth healthy and clean. Call 637-9590 to schedule an appointment today.
It's fun! It's our favorite place.
Strike up family fun for everyone. Gateway Lanes. Families that play together stay together. And Gateway Lanes is your center for fun, cold beer, snacks, and great food. So let Gateway Lanes do the cooking with open and league bowling year-round and Club Bowl Thursday night, 9 till 11:30, with unlimited bowling including shoes. Since 1989, Helper's Hometown Bowling Center, Gateway Lanes, South Main Street in Historic Helper, and bowlhelper.com. Let's roll.
Hey, it's Bill Hicks, owner of Farlenos. I've got some exciting news. Spring hours are here. Monday through Thursday, we'll be here from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And on Fridays and Saturdays, we're open until 9 p.m. And for those lazy Sundays, we'll be serving up your favorites from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Whether you're grabbing a quick bite or enjoying a relaxing meal, Farlenos is a place where the locals eat. And we can't wait to see you more often. Come on down and let us treat you to something special.
Step up to the plate with Eastern Utah Community Credit Union. Just like baseball, managing finances is all about making smart plays. Whether you're aiming for a home run with a new home loan or stealing second with unbeatable auto loan rates, our team is here to coach you through every financial inning. Slide into our branch today and let's hit a financial grand slam together. Eastern Utah Community Credit Union, where everyone gets VIP treatment.
Membership and eligibility required. NCUA insured. Loans approved on credit. Equal housing lender.
It's the high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back. Dinos fall short 2-1 in game number 1. Game number 2 tomorrow at 1 p.m. here at Carbon High School. The Dinos scored 1 run. They had 2 hits today, and on 1 error made by North Sanpete, they left 5 on base. For North Sanpete, they scored 2 runs on 5 hits, 2 Carbon Dino errors, and they left 11 on base. So if you look at it, a really, a low-scoring game. Both pitchers did well. North Sanpete had a hard time scoring runs, leaving 11 on base, but they scored enough to get the 2-1 win.
At times it felt like a game that should have been much more out of control than it ended up being. North Sanpete was able to put a lot of runners into scoring position. We saw a few bases loaded situations, but they were unable to capitalize on them. That's what kept this game close. Paxton Falk's home run is what really gave a lot of hope to Dinos fans around the area, because that made it a 2-1 affair. It looked like they were having a chance, but North Sanpete defensively was stellar today.
Well, when you look at the stats, you have to feel good if you're the Dinos for tomorrow's game. Even though they lost 2-1, I mean, they left 11 on base. We only had 2 hits. We left 5 on base, and we had a chance to win the game in the bottom of the 7th inning.
That we did, and that's all you can really ask for from a team, is that chance to try and win. Right. Now, they weren't able, unfortunately, to come away with that win, but they showed that they're not going to quit at all, no matter what the situation, no matter how bleak it will be. And exactly, that's kind of the culture here at Carbon High, is you don't quit. You may find yourself behind in these games, but they're not going to give up. They're not going to hang their heads until that final whistle blows. They play until the very end, and that's what you got to love from this group of kids.
Absolutely. So, I mean, if you look at the stats, Mike Vigil pitched a great game. I mean, a 2-1 game, it's a 1-run game. He pitched a great game. You know what? Hudson Smith pitched a good game as well. It's one of those games we like. We like those low-scoring baseball games, and that's exactly what I got today, a 2-1 game. North Sanpete with the win. They win game number 1, game number 2 tomorrow. And if the Dinos win game 2, then we have back-to-back games tomorrow for the tiebreaker. But they got to win the next one.
They do. And, looking at the pitching staffs for the rest of the game, not to speculate too much, but looking at it, I think the pitcher we're going to see starting tomorrow's game is going to be Stockton Kennedy, the second ace in this rotation. It goes Vigil, Kennedy, and then you have Maddox Wilson kind of running that relief spot. So I expect to see that. Maybe Falk in a relief position again. He did throw underneath that threshold, so he is allowed to throw up to 75 pitches over these 2 games. So that's something we can keep an eye on. Now, looking at the stats for North Sanpete, you don't really have anyone who you would look at as a traditional ace in this secondary slot. You used Hudson Smith today. He leads your team in ERA with a 2.51 appearance. Your next best pitcher is going to be Preston Madsen, the senior. On the season, he has a 6.9 ERA, but a 3.2 win-loss record. Yeah. So he's someone we're probably going to be seeing on the mound tomorrow for North Sanpete.
I want to mention Paxton Falk did a great job as well coming in for Vigil, done a fantastic job, and so did Gage Robinson. Came in for relief for Hudson Smith. Pitching was great today. Just one more run scored by North Sanpete to get the 2-1 win.
Yeah, and the bullpen can make or break a game, and this time both teams had a great showing in that department. That's what you really want to see from your pitching staff, especially when postseason play rolls around.
I mean, Wyatt Williams had a couple of singles. He was 2 for 4 on the day for North Sanpete. As we look, Maddox Bailey was 1 for 3. He had a single. Just here and there hits, a single by Osborne. Allred had a single. He took a walk. Enough to get base runners and enough to get 2 past home base for the 2-1 lead. Now, looking at tomorrow, the Dinos coming back at home again tomorrow. It's the best of 3, so the Dinos will have to win both games. The Dinos need to do what tomorrow to come away with winning game number 2? You can't look at game number 3. You got to look at game number 2 first. What do they need to do?
Now, again, looking at this game, the biggest problem I saw in their entire department of play was those errors. That's what led a lot of runners to get in those scoring positions. That's when North Sanpete seemed to capitalize. If you can clean up those errors, and that's been something they've been trying to do all season long, you can clean those up, it gives you a much better chance to win, because I think you eliminate the few errors that the Dinos had today. It's a completely different ball game out there, so you want to have a dropped ball out in center field. We saw a few at shortstop get by. You clean those up, things are going to get a little bit better for you.
So with that, the final score once again 2-1. North Sanpete wins game number 1. We'll have game number 2 tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You and me will be out here for that as well. So join us here on KOAL. The game of the week here tonight, the Carbon Dinos fall short.
It's going to be a tough challenge to try and mount 2 wins in a row, but this is a team I think is up to the challenge.
Can't wait for tomorrow. Nothing better than high school sports. Nothing better than Carbon Dino sports, and they fall short today, but they have the chance tomorrow to redeem themselves as they play North Sanpete. First game, 1 o'clock. Hopefully we'll have 2 games.
And, they could flip the script on what
Absolutely.
happened last year. They jumped ahead early against North Sanpete, but lost 2 consecutive ones to knock themselves out of postseason contention. They're looking for a little payback this year, and this is a perfect chance for a what goes around comes around moment for the Dinos.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll recap today around what happened in the local area with the games, and then we'll call it an evening. It's the game of the week on KOAL.
Step up to the plate with Eastern Utah Community Credit Union. Just like baseball, managing finances is all about making smart plays. Whether you're aiming for a home run with a new home loan or stealing second with unbeatable auto loan rates, our team is here to coach you through every financial inning. Slide into our branch today and let's hit a financial grand slam together. Eastern Utah Community Credit Union, where everyone gets VIP treatment.
Membership and eligibility required. NCUA insured. Loans approved on credit. Equal housing lender.
I'm here with Dr. Callie at Kessel Valley Orthodontics to talk about common questions regarding braces. Dr. Callie, am I too old for braces?
No, never. We have quite a few adult patients that come into our office to seek orthodontic treatment, whether for the first time or to fix things that might have gotten back to being crooked from not wearing retainers. So age is not a problem. As long as the teeth and gums are healthy, we can do braces. Give us a call today. Castle Valley Orthodontics, 637-2222. And we will schedule you for a free consultation.
Now, back to the action. The high school baseball game of the week on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Game 1, the Dinos fall short 2-1. They fall behind 1-0. We'll have game number 2 at 1 o'clock tomorrow right here. And if they win game 2, then we'll have a back-to-back game for the winner to go on to Utah Valley. Now, let's just recap what else has gone on today in the baseball and softball around the community.
Yeah, it's been a very busy day around the state. We look first at softball. Carbon High School was up 6-1 heading into the 7th inning. They weren't able to add any insurance run, and that's what came back to bite them as they fall to Providence Hall 6-4. A 4-run bottom of the 7th inning for the Patriots is what did the Dinos in. It kind of rhymed. Looking at collegiate baseball right now, Salt Lake Community College in Game 1 of the championship series for the Scenic West Crown against Utah State University Eastern came down to the wire, took extra innings, but Salt Lake Community College was able to eke out the win there. 9 times they faced these seasons, 8 times Salt Lake Community College has won, but that doesn't tell the full story. All of those games have been so close.
Yep.
Now, moving over to baseball, Emory came away with the 8-0 victory over Manti today, a 12-5 matchup. The Spartans on the bottom end of that, they were able to come away with the upset win and put themselves one step closer to trying to making their appearance at Utah Valley University. And rounding us out, the Spartans on the softball field. They advanced from their pod last week with an 8-5 win on Saturday, and today they won an 11-10 victory. Or they faced South Summit, who won an 11-10 victory over Ogden for this matchup. They tried to rally in the fifth, but the game ended 8-4 in favor of the Spartans, coming away with the victory and moving themselves on in the state championship.
Let's look around what's happened here in the local area. Here, once again, the Dinos scored 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1 error by North Sanpete, and the Dinos left 5 on base. And North Sanpete scores 2 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors by the Dinos, and North Sanpete leading 11 on base. North Sanpete wins 2-1. We play again tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
You know, this is a game that feels very winnable for the Dinos. Of course, this game was very winnable too, but you just got to take it one step at a time. You focus on game 2. Don't even think about game 3 yet. You got to focus on the task ahead of you. Then you focus on the next, one foot in front of the other, and eventually you're walking.
We will be here tomorrow for that game here from Carbon High School. Hopefully we have 2.
That's what we're hoping for, Sonny. I'd love a doubleheader tomorrow, and I'm sure a lot of these fans would as well.
Hope you enjoyed the broadcast as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. I'm Sonny Buscarini. He is
Aiden Mortensen.
And have a great evening. Once again, the final score, North Sanpete 2, the Carbon Dinos 1. We will see you tomorrow, the first pitch, 1 p.m.